Get ready for the groundbreaking GOLFZON Tour. Today, Orlando and Louisville go head-to-head as 12 elite teams from 4 different countries compete on world-class virtual courses. From Toronto to Los Angeles and many stops in between, GOLFZON's 2Vision tech brings every swing to life. Only the toughest will advance to the finals at the PGA Show in Orlando with $150,000 on the line. The high-stakes showdown starts now. Welcome to PGA West Stadium Course, a golfing icon set against La Quinta's stunning Santa Rosa Mountains. Designed by Pete Dye, this challenging course combines breathtaking beauty with thrilling difficulty. Tee off for an unforgettable golfing adventure at PGA West. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the highly anticipated opening round of the 2024 GOLFZON Tour. I'm Emma Carpenter, thrilled to be here alongside my co-host and GOLFZON Tour partner, Landon Ashworth. Landon, as we kick off the start of the tournament now, what are you most excited about to see in today's matchups?
Most excited to see you, Emma Carpenter. You're just a breath of fresh air to the sport of golf. Back to you, Emma Carpenter.
Well, thanks, Landon. I appreciate that very much. It's going to be a really, really special match that we've got here for you today. 2 teams playing from both Orlando and Louisville, so lots of action going on. Really excited for the day. And without further ado, let's get into all the action as the players are about to tee off on hole number 1 at PGA West, the Stadium Course, where this epic match will begin. It's the par 4, 445, narrow fairway bunkers that make it a real tough opening test. There is also a deep pot bunker right there in front of the green, which requires a precision approach shot from the players. This really sets the tone with its Pete design elements that the players will see the whole round. Here they are, the teams from Louisville and from Orlando. Over there on the left is Team Louisville. That's Andrew Reevy, Kyle Archer, and Zach Trish. Team Orlando is Chris Wilson, Jeronimo Esteve, and Holly Clyburn. And they are off on the first.
Well, I hope somebody had that guy on the long drive because he absolutely canned that thing.
I think it was the quick walk away as well, Landon, that just shows just how confident he was in that swing.
Yeah, he gave that thing a little wallop. Just absolutely beautiful pass through the ball. Guy deserves some sort of Werther's candy from an old lady's purse, if you know what I mean, Emma Carpenter. Have you ever happened to play the PGA Stadium Course in all of your golf travels?
I have had many a golf travels. I've gotten the opportunity to play many different golf courses. I have not played PGA West, Landon. Have you?
I played it on a simulator yesterday and shot 3 under on it, but I had to use driver after driver after driver after driver. Felt like I was using driver in the middle of fairways on some hole. This is a 7,300-yard hole. Or course at sea level. It is brutally long. And that's how they protect a lot of this course when I was making it. And I just want to make it the most challenging golf course imaginable. And if it's not lined by trees, they're going to be lining it with yards, a little gorgeous snap hook there.
That's right, Landon. It's definitely a challenge in its length. So with that being said, these players are going to want to be long and they're going to want to be straight. These GOLFZON simulators offer multiple lie options right there on the turf. And if you don't hit it into the fairway, it is penalizing the same way it is outdoors.
Yeah. Adjustable swing plate goes to 64 different positions. It'll simulate just about any single lie you're ever going to. Oh my goodness. An absolute dead ringer for shot of the hole right there. Sticks it to within 10 feet. Absolutely beautiful. Probably going to be walking up to that putt saying, "You owe me money. Get out that wallet, nerd."
Wow, what a golf swing. Very, very impressive there.
All right, Zach, show us something beautiful. Very steep swing. Let's see how he shallows the club out with those steep swings. I have to show. Yeah, that's how he shallows it. Halfway through, his practice swing is deceptive because it's not the same as his normal swing, but that's what you'll have with a really shallow golf swing. You tend to get greater compression because you're swinging more left and hits it on the back side of the green. Wow, look at that. Pushing up on that lead leg. See the floor adjusting to his lie in the sand. He will put the ball in the sand carpet.
And simultaneously, here's Jeronimo from the fairway, just overshot a little bit.
Seems like every single player from Team Orlando is drinking regular sugar Coca-Cola. A bold choice. Gonna have those sugar jitters right off of hole one. Gonna be yanking putts left and right. Gonna be calling their dad for advice. Their dad's not gonna pick up. Yeah, everybody's just sky mailing the green, hope their balls wave hello on the way past the hole, because they are just not getting the distance on this course.
Landon, sometimes I think that you can get a little bit of tournament juice, and sometimes you just swing it a little faster and get a little bit more ball speed than usual. I definitely have experienced it myself, and I would actually allow for a few extra yards on my irons.
What would you do, choke down him, Carpenter?
No, I would swing it the way I normally would. If I was in a tournament, I would just expect it to go a few yards further. Here's Holly Clyburn. She bombed a drive from one of the forward tees. Had a career on the LPGA Tour, and just a nice little easy chip there from Holly. Holly's originally from England. She's a decorated professional. She's had over 40 starts on the LPGA Tour, Landon.
Well, that's 40 more starts than I've ever had. That's for sure, Emma Carpenter. Everybody's absolutely buttered a chip in there. It is a competition of short game, and everyone showed up for the trophy. Oh, man, I can't wait to see how these gentlemen and gentle ladies roll the rock, if you know what I'm saying, Emma. And cool thing about GOLFZON is they have some of the best putting tracking technology in the industry. Oh, we almost saw our first chip-in of the evening, but instead we didn't.
I presume we'll see a lot more that are close to dropping there, Landon.
It's going to be pretty exciting to see really good golfers just get after it when $150,000 is on the line. You know, you offer Elon Musk or Bill Gates, heck, even Jeff Bezos himself $150,000, and they say, not worth my time. I'm not getting my hands dirty. I just had a pedicure. But you give any one of these people $150,000 cash, and I bet they will thank you profusely.
I mean, I would certainly be thrilled at the opportunity to win $150,000, Landon. Pedicure or not.
Should you plan in this tournament, then I'm a Carpenter, because all these people are playing for $150,000 cash. It's going to be a single game elimination, culminating into the final round of the beautiful par by Holly. Going to be culminating in the PGA show, which is an industry-only type of merchandising show out in Orlando, and these teams will be going head-to-head. The final winner, the final two teams, going to be facing off live at the PGA show for $150,000 cash. You think they're going to give them an actual cash, an oversized check? What do you think they're going to get, Emma?
I don't know. That's a really great question. Are you picturing an oversized check?
Yeah, a cartoonishly large check, like won't even fit in the doors. Like the marketing team scratching their heads thinking, well, why'd we make it so big? It's stupid how big this thing is. John, you're fired. And then John goes home. He's all sad because he really needed that job. He was working his way through an internship, and his dad said, I'm going to cut you off if you lose another job. And sure enough, John loses his job. He's destitute, all because he made a check so large.
Well, as these players finish up on hole number 1, Landon, let's chat a little bit about the format here in the GOLFZON Tour playoffs. It is a 3-count-2, so 3 players play each hole for each team, but the 2 best scores are counted. The worst score on the hole is dropped. So with that being said, obviously the lower scores, the better, as always. However, there's still a chance that your score could count even if you are not having a good hole. So that's what makes this format really, really interesting, is as soon as you have a player making a birdie, maybe in a best ball situation, you would sort of just chalk it up. But with this scenario being a 3-count-2, you need 2 good scores, or at least 1 score to not be too bad.
Emma Carpenter, remind me, are we playing stroke play or match play in this Mammer Jammer?
This is match play. The scores added together, the 2 scores cumulative on each hole. I guess I shouldn't say cumulative. Each hole, whichever teams wins, will go ahead and win the hole. So even if 2 players have a really bad hole, they won't lose more than just 1.
Look at those distinguished gentlemen and gentle ladies just having a real nice time. You know, they're facing off in competition. Yeah, sure, if they had their chance to poison the other team's burrito, they might take that opportunity to play a little dirty. But all things told, none of these people knew where the other team was going to be playing. No burritos were poisoned, so these teams are in fighting shape and ready to hit a bombastic drive. The man in the Nikes going after this beautiful, beautiful par4, hole number 20. Or hole number 2, not 22. I don't know if you know this, Emma Carpenter, not a very well-known golf fact, but there are not 22 holes on a golf course.
You think that's not a very well-known golf fact?
No, the PGA of America likes to keep that one secret after what happened in 2002 Ryder Cup. And also, let's not forget the 1992 Buick Pepsi shootout.
Alrighty, so Landon, that first hole was a push. This match is all square. Here's Geronimo with a beautiful big driver swing in Orlando, Florida. He made bogey on hole number 1, both teams counting 2 pars. So Geronimo is going to be looking for some redemption as Louisville also tees off.
Some people say, you know, par's good enough sometimes. Growing up, my dad would say, if you score a par, you're not allowed back in the house for at least 3 days. Luckily, I was able to sock away some pillows and some other soft things in the doghouse. Was just fine with me. Beautiful swing by Holly there. As you can see, the GOLFZON simulator giving her a little bit of encouragement with the orange letters. Good job. And I bet that's exactly how she feels about herself right now. Like a job was done good. You're seeing a lot of these young gentlemen out there just piping 3 hundos. Emma Carpenter, you ever hit a 300-yard drive? Tell the truth.
I've hit a 300-yard drive, downhill, downwind, firm.
Absolutely. Everybody knew it about you. She's got 300 in her, folks. Fred Couples Light going after that ball in the sand trap. Going to try to feather one in there close, but he was not able to compress it, so it is going to show up tragically short for the beauty match to the hole. He's going to have a real long putt there for his birdie. All right, they're very happy with old Louisville Slugger's hit. You can see the swing cameras on the GOLFZON tracking technology. 400 frames a second out of those bad boys, showing your club path through the ball, just seeing where you hit the ball on the face. Super important feedback for golfers to not only get better, but also have a real nice time. Emma Carpenter, Back to you in the booth.
Well, Landon, I'm having a really great time watching these teams. I think that it's definitely interesting to see right now. It seems like there isn't a specific strategy other than just each player versus the golf course. I'm really eager to see as we kind of get further on in the match and where these players are matched up and how the teams are doing, to see if there's any extra aggression added, if there's any strategy that we'll see that will differ.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you want to see a little aggression. You're not going to see it when you have two teams against a golf course. You're going to have to throw a silverback gorilla in there. 900 pounds of absolute pure fury could just rip a person in half. I mean, that's the type of anger that you could only find at the zoo, if you know what I mean, Emma.
30 feet on a fast green.
Now, Landon, here is Zach Trish. He's hitting his second shot after just an absolute bomb off the tee. His team is going to be looking at him right now to make this birdie, and that's a good start. Not a gimme putt, that's for sure,
yeah.
But
like the walls of Constantinople when they fell in 1412, these greens are not holding.
These greens are definitely seeming to be a lot more firm and fast, especially even where we saw with Geronimo's shot out of the bunker. Typically that would have checked up. He was actually, I would say, fortunate to get as much run out as he did. And the first putt, he kind of blew it by. He's got 25 feet left for his par. I think that it's going to be really important how these players perform on the greens, Landon. Sometimes with the simulator golf, some players adjust better than others when it does come to the speed. I think that's going to be a huge piece of it.
Yeah, bringing us back to Constantinople, just blew right past that one like they blew past the Turks in the great Battle of 1823 near Thermopylae, Italy, where we got Holly going back up there. She's eyeing down her putt. I think she can do it. All right, back to Louisville. Action is getting toasty.
Here is Andrew Reevy for his birdie putt. This is a big one.
No, neither team is going to do it. Holly just feathered it out to the right. And, man, you never want to see it, but he missed on the amateur side. Missed it on the low side of the hole. Certainly a putt that I've never hit before. I always miss on the high side because they call that the player's side, where the winners go. See this undulation in the green.
Over now for Louisville, Zach Trish. Like we mentioned, this is his birdie opportunity, while simultaneously in Orlando, Chris Wilson will go ahead and make his. That is a birdie for Orlando. This is going to quickly become a must-make for Zach. And he gets it done as well. How about that? So back-to-back birdies from both teams.
What you want to see is pars and birdies after pars and birdies. Both teams just have dead ringers and absolute sticks on their team. So you're going to see some real good scores out of both these teams. They're fighting hard for $150,000. They won it. Got those car payments, and that repo truck is just making his way around the block, ready to repossess their Honda Civics. Nice par. Making it happen. Merry-go-rounds and go up, down, and around. Feeling it.
A push. Again, Louisville and Orlando both went birdie par for their counting scores on hole number 2. So just like that, we are all square through 2 as we head to hole number 3. It is a real scenic hole. The mountains in the back, just absolutely gorgeous. the water that ran along the right side.
They're going to be needing driver after driver after driver. Just brutal. Putting on that glove, getting ready to go to the tee and show this bad boy who's boss. You use a glove, Emma? It's very, very popular in the sport of golf. I personally don't like gloves.
You're not alone there. I wouldn't say that's common. I love to use a glove. If I were competing right now in the GOLFZON Tour, I would be using a glove. Chris Wilson from Orlando, that one just leaks a little right as Zach Trish is off for Louisville. And this one heading left. One of the many amazing features on these GOLFZON simulators, Landon, these players can actually watch the flight of their opponent's golf balls while they play the hole in a separate city. It's pretty neat.
It's such a cool feature. No other simulator company in the world has that technology or that connectivity. So let's just say your best friend decided to run off with your girlfriend, right? And they went to Italy. But, you know, even though you miss her, you wish you could be around her. You think about Ashley just about every single day. But you put it out of your mind and you say, you know what, Josh? He's a good guy. I'm going to still play some golf with him. And you and he can be playing with him in the United States and him in Italy literally anytime you want. You can see that ball flight. You just hope that Ashley realizes what kind of man you are and just how much he screwed up. Back to you, Emma Carpenter, in the booth.
Was there any kind of personal?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
No, that was just a story.
That story wasn't from personal experience.
Nope. Just figurative person named Ashley and my best friend Brian, who I hope they're happy. If there were real people, I hope they're happy together.
I thought you said his name was Josh.
Back to the action, folks. We got Louisville and the great windy city of Orlando. You know, some people say it's windy light. A lot of people like to think that Chicago is a windy city, but Orlando, it's got a fair amount of wind that people don't give it credit for, which I think is a little windcist, if you know what I mean. It's like misogynistic with Brian always used to be with Ashley, but it's fine because they're happy now. But it's wind. So you see the difference. All right, putting the ball out there on the fluffy sand lie. It is going to reduce compression, but it will not reduce feel. It's actually a really, really cool thing that only GOLFZON simulators have, are those different types of hitting surfaces. And now you see he caught it fat, and he hit it in the center of the fairway, but only about 50 yards, an embarrassing amount of yards. You're talking about the shot that he needed to hit, a very nice 154 feather 9-iron in there from Fred Couples Light. You know, he's playing really well. I'm impressed by his turn through the ball. Do you have any positive things you'd like to say about him?
I was just about to ask you, Landon, what have you really been impressed with from some of these players so far here?
I like that Team Orlando, just about, I'd say every single player. I mean, they've got a really, really nice turn through the ball. Now, if you watch Holly's hips here, she leans with the handle of the club, but the very thing, the impetus, gaining her power, that lower body just ripping through the shot. I mean, she just has Annika Sorenstam-like beauty in that lower body movement. Just terrific. Every single player from the team in Orlando has real good hip movement. It's an impressive thing that the lower handicap players have. Emma, I've seen your move through the ball, and it's just straight up Team Orlando stuff. One thing that doesn't require too much hip turn is some putch, which just about both teams are on the green, other than Team Louisville trying to find their golf game with a flashlight in the dark. They're in some trouble here. They've got the ball below their feet, so it's going to shoot out right. And the green is to the left with a tree to the right. I have a feeling this ball might be best friends with the tree. Surprising no one, the ball hits the tree barely trundles onto the fairway, but he did make up 128 pathetic yards.
Well, Landon, it looked to be that actually it was fortunate that that ball stayed in bounds. We heard a little bit of hooting and hollering from the team when we saw that the ball was still in play. But the truth is, with this format, you really only need actually... How about this putt from Holly Clyburn? Oh, my goodness. Birdie long range.
Surprising absolutely no one. The person with 40 professional wins goes Drano. You got a clogged drain, you just call up Holly because she'll come unclog it with her mile-long putts that drop like a dime.
That's right. 40 professional starts, 18 career top 10 finishes, victory in 2020. Holly is a force to be reckoned with for Team Orlando as Chris Wilson, his putt just lips out. Geronimo with the birdie chance, and over in Louisville, a beautiful shot.
And up that tiny little putt. Just a tiny little putt, breaks left to right. The hardest putt to make for right-handed golfers is a breaker left to right. And he go ahead and secures his birdie, as Team Orlando does. Holly birdie. Geronimo birdie.
So that is 2 birdies from Team Orlando, as Team Louisville will need 2 birdies to keep up. We have some birdie putts. 15 feet, 21 feet. Here to play Andrew Reevy. Now this has got to go in. Oh my goodness. That was nearly a must make now that that one just came up an inch short. His partners, Landon, will need to make both of these putts.
I'll tell you who wouldn't have missed that putt, and that's Holly. All right, a must make here with so many birdies from Team Orlando. Oh, he needs it to go. And it does not. Hits it with a sledgehammer covered in silly putty. It just scoots past the hole at breakneck speeds.
Now that will unfortunately be a loss for Team Louisville on this hole.
They are going to lose a hole. Back to you, Emma Carpenter.
And 3 holes have finished. Team Orlando is up 1 with that birdie on hole number 3. Got the win handily. What a start that we have had. The first 3 holes have already given us some exciting moments. We've seen some big drives, a few tricky putts, maybe a surprise or 2 as the players settle into the round. But the early leaders are starting to make their move, but it is still anyone's game.
So we are a one-off. We're family owned and operated. My son, myself, my wife, and his wife are the owner-operators. The Louisville area is just phenomenal, great location. We're one of the largest golfing communities, I think, in the United States. You know, GOLFZON was the easiest decision we actually made when we started to build out. It just made sense. And with the simulator technology that was here, there was just such a huge gap between what you would see in a simulator and what you would experience outside. We're closing that gap significantly.
Just a really cool, fun experience. Fun for people of all ages. I've got a 4-year-old son who comes in here occasionally and hits balls. Just a lot of cool aspects to it.
We are actually trying to introduce younger players to the game. We've done free women introductory lessons, things like that. So I really think the future is unlimited, and the more people can do it, the better off it is. They can wear rain, shine, anywhere. So I think you're going to see more people actually headed indoors than really having to worry about the elements, the heat, the cold, the rain, whatever.
We got a lot of golf in Louisville. It's a great addition to this community around here, and I just love being a part of people coming in and all just sharing that common bond. I love the game of golf.
Beautiful. Back to the live course view. Both teams trying to decide what in the world are they going to do on this hole. What would you be doing on this hole, Emma Carpenter?
Well, Landon, personally, I think that with this hole being fairly lengthy for a par 3, I know that that's kind of been the theme of this golf course, is just length. I really like the flag is sort of just right there in the middle, a little closer to the left side. So I would aim at the middle right part of the green and hit a draw back to that flag. It's a long way. As Zach Trish in Louisville is up and Geronimo for Orlando. Trish finds himself in that left bunker.
Yeah, precision's critical on this one.
Precision is very important, that's right. And Geronimo looking to be a good-looking shot. It just kind of bounces over into that left fringe.
We have one of these par 3 holes where you just have sand lining the entire way on the left. Do you still try to hit your patented Emma Carpenter baby draw, or do you steer a nice little buttery high cut, taking sand out of play, Emma Carpenter?
You're right, Landon. It is patented. And I think I still hit the shot that I'm comfortable with. Long irons will not draw as much for me. I think that longer clubs are easier to fade. So it would likely just be a little bit straighter, but hopefully it has enough carry on it anyways, where that right bunker, that short right bunker, isn't really in play. Here's Holly Clyburn, the woman we have been talking very much about, as she's shown us some really impressive moments already throughout this match. Over at Team Louisville, here's Kyle Archer, 41-year-old Louisville native. He's been playing golf for over 16 years, and I absolutely love the state pride, the city pride that he's bringing to this team. Geronimo with his chip from the left side. As Zach Trish.
Oh, beautiful. Cheering on Zach, as he should, because it was an absolutely beautifully executed chip shot. Think either of these teams are nervous, Emma?
I definitely think so, Landon. You know, it's so interesting having this opportunity to play a team that's not in your same city. So you're playing opponents, but you're not actually watching them swing. So you're just surrounded by the comfort of your own team. So I think that that's definitely it makes for a comfort factor for these players. It just kind of seems like it would any other day at practice with your team or playing at the Sims.
You know, that's what Pete Dye does on this golf course, is he guards the shorter holes, these shorter par 3s, really undulating green, forcing players to have the right miss. And if you don't know where to miss, you're going to have a chip like he just had, and it is going to rocket past the ball. The ball is going to rocket past the hole. That's what you meant to say, Emma.
And speaking of rocket past the hole, how about rocket and rattle at the back of the hole as Holly Clyburn rolled in a birdie that was absolutely huge from her team.
I would definitely want Holly on my team if I was going to be playing in this GOLFZON Tour. I will tell you that much.
I really think that that is going to make it difficult for Team Louisville, as this par 3 being a little bit on the longer side at 190 yards. A couple of pars would get you in good shape, but with a birdie and now a par, in for Team Orlando that may all but secure it.
Yeah, stick a fork in this one. I think it's done. Lip out after lip out. That is not going to get you 150 grand on the GOLFZON Tour. There's just too many good teams. I feel like this is the only player to step up there and align his mark on his ball with the hole. See, the hole auto adjusts for his aim. You saw the screen correct there, so it gives him a good sight picture. Straight downhill, little baby break left or right, goes ahead and roll the rock. 5-foot par. You know what the PGA make percentage is from 5 feet?
Remind me, because it's not as good as we all think it is.
It's less than 100%. I will tell you that much. A stat that should shock you all. All right, Orlando is definitely going to win this hole. Louisville is, well, if they're not in trouble, they're in trouble adjacent, because that's 2 straight holes, 2 straight losses of hole. Oh boy. You just got to imagine they got to start praying. You know, just praying, sending up Hail Marys, pulling out that rosary, and just praying that some sort of deity shows up and rescues them from the darn near clinical depression that they're probably in right now. You know, you just see this Louisville team deflated like a hot air balloon that did not have enough helium in the tanks.
Now, Landon, it's certainly not over. Louisville is 2 down through 4. There's plenty of golf left to play as we head to hole number 5 on PGA West. Definitely a tight tee shot.
Yeah, we're certainly not encouraging any of our watchers back home. You just hit a duck and a hook. It was a duck hook. Yeah, I'm not encouraging anyone at home to go ahead and get up and get out of here and tune out. There is still some match to play. I was just commenting that Louisville is in some King Kong-sized trouble. Now, we got this par 4, 445. Now, length, it adds a little bit of difficulty. We've got to factor in those that can hit long and accurate drives are the one that you're going to be counting on to find that short stuff in the fairway. Now, the approach shot, that second shot, it requires negotiating the sand traps that guard that green. And as you just saw, you're going to want to be hitting some high buttery cuts or have a Rory McIlroy type of dedication to hitting beautiful, high, sexy draws like we just saw there. You know, it's tricky when you got that water on the left and you're a drawer of the golf ball. Sometimes you get a little bit nervous.
Here's Holly Clyburn for Team Orlando, looking to go 3 for 3. All 3 players in the fairway for Orlando. Zach Trish over there for Louisville in the water on the left as he goes ahead and takes another swing.
Oh boy, Louisville. You just got to think that they eat too much Louisville barbecue right before the match, because they are sluggish as a slug that has slug-like tendencies and is covered in salt. There we go. I found it there at the end. Back to you in the booth, Carpenter.
Well, you and I are both in the booth, Landon, but Team Louisville, both Kyle Archer and Zach Trish left in the water. That is not the start that Louisville was looking for.
You know, what kind of interesting psychedelics do you think Pete Dye was on when he designed a hole with water left and water right?
I don't know, Landon. I really don't.
It seems kind of cruel.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think that it is not kind in any way. It's not thoughtful. It's not compassionate. None of those things.
Yeah, you wonder what Pete Dye's love language is. Because I don't think it's words of affirmation with all the people cussing him out.
I don't think it's acts of service either. He's certainly not servicing anyone by designing holes like this.
No, I think it's gifts, and I think his favorite gift is the tears of golfers. Go ahead and pull in a little tin cup and playing right down that cart path. That was either a brilliantly placed shot or an absolute Hail Mary prayers answered from Team Louisville with the white lightning right down that cart path, capturing another 50 yards out of it. All right, ball above Holly's feet. I have no doubt in my mind she's going to find the green on this shot.
Now, Holly is in the fairway, but the ball is above her feet. Like we mentioned with this simulator technology, 24 different positions this swing plate has.
Oh, poor Holly. I thought she was going to reach the green. I thought she was going to get it. Gee darn it.
Something that's been really interesting to watch as well, too, especially with these great shots that we get of the teams, is just the general dynamic. Orlando, they already seem super relaxed, like they're laughing, enjoying themselves, and Team Louisville, you could tell they're just a little bit more tense. I think the nerves are certainly starting to settle in.
That's what happens when you're down. Shame. Absolute shame. All right, they're going to figure out their playing strategy is a wonderful bar keeps that team hydrated. Now remember, all of these playing locations are actual golf zone facilities that you can go and play at yourself. You know, these aren't just mythical things they built in a booth somewhere. These are wonderful bar and grills that you can go experience. So get out there and find yourself a Golf Zone bar and grill.
Over 9,400 locations globally, Landon.
That's right. Yeah, the one in Orlando, that's at the Reunion Resort and Golf Club in Kissimmee. And the one in Louisville takes place in a totally different location. It's at a Teed Up Golf. That's over there in Douglas Hills, Kentucky. They got food, they got beverages. You can rent a simulator for yourself or for your best friend in Italy. Enjoy yourself a little bit of golf, a little bit of NBA, a little bit of NHL. Go ahead and watch whatever you want, drink whatever you want, eat whatever you want. You don't live in your mama's house. Nobody's your boss. Go experience Golf Zone Simulator.
That's right. Teed Up Golf USA, and in Orlando, the GOLFZON Leadbetter Academy.
Yeah, but Carpenter, what in the world hole are they on right now?
Landon, they are still on hole number 5. Got off to a real rocky start with 2 players in the water. Just a little tap in there from Geronimo for a birdie. I believe all but seals this win on hole number 5, the par 5.
Oh, boy. Another missed opportunity. That is the recurring theme of the night in Louisville, is missed opportunities. They're just not capitalizing on their drives, and they are certainly not getting that ball in give-me range with their short irons.
It's definitely interesting, Landon. Good par save, but it's definitely interesting to the way that match play differs from stroke play when a hazard or out of bounds is found, because typically if you hit the ball in the water, or hit the ball out of bounds, whatever it might be. You have a bad hole. It's like, okay, well, I can still get that back throughout the rest of the match, or throughout the rest of the round, excuse me. But in match play, when you have a ball that finds a hazard, it's like, oh gosh, this hole, it's going to be hard to even try to have this hole now. One mistake, and it's like that hole can be lost. Just like that, they will go 3 up through 5 at the GOLFZON Leadbetter Academy.
Man, you got to imagine that Team Orlando you wonder if they're sleeping well at night from stealing all this candy from a baby. They are just spanking Team Louisville right now. They're just laid back, talking about different stock trading trips, having a real nice time. All right, here's hole 6. It's a par 4. 346 yards. Now, it's going to tempt people to go for the green if they're long bombers, but you got to have accuracy. It's crucial with waddle left. All right, multiple bunkers guard the landing area on the green, penalizing overly aggressive shots and beautiful views. That's the risk presented by the layout. Hole 6, par 4, 346. You just got to be thinking both of these teams, they want to grab their long bomber and just show the other team who's boss by driving the green.
What do you think is the strategy with such a risk-reward hole playing a 3-count-2 format here, Landon? You say you have one player get aggressive, 2 players. What do you think is the right choice?
It all depends on where the match sits. Do you want to try to pad your lead if you know you have people that can put the ball in the short stuff? Or do you got a player on your team that'll just spray it outright like he did? He's probably regretting that. But you know what the late, great Cheech Marin said? He
What's
said
that?
you can still miss the fairway with your safety club. So grab that driver and take some yards off a hole.
Zach, Trish, and Geronimo. Geronimo looking like he's still going to be going all the way for the green, even with his teammate having just gone in the water.
Oh, no, he's not going there too, is he? Now what?
Oh,
do they
my
both get away with
goodness. Geronimo carries the water by about half a yard, and he is on the green. Zach Trish was trying to avoid that water right and went all the way left, actually bounced over, and his ball stayed dry as well. But now this takes a little bit more pressure off of Holly Clyburn. But with
she wanted the pressure.
With the short distance she was playing from a little bit more forward tee than her teammates, made it much more simple for her given all of her talent. And here is Reeve, just splashes on the inside edge of the hazard.
Nice little butter cut in there. Should roll out. Take that slope a little bit.
Chris Wilson, Orlando from the drop zone. He'll have that putt for a bogey while both of his teammates are putting for birdie.
Emma, if you were playing a really short par 4 and you didn't make the green at least in 2, would you be allowed back in the house growing up? Because I certainly wasn't.
Well, I'm really sorry to hear that, Landon, because unfortunately, or fortunately for me, I was allowed back in the house.
I started to get used to it. I made friends with the neighborhood kids. They also wouldn't let me in their house. But I did befriend a very friendly squirrel. I nicknamed him Scuppers.
Oh, well, that sounds nice.
Yeah, he bit me, and I got some type of disease. We haven't fully diagnosed. Back to you in the booth.
Okay, par 3. This a real difficult par 3. Here is Geronimo. And my gosh, just burns the high edge. That looked like it was going to be really good.
Close but no cigar. Close is only good in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Andrew Reevy from the drop zone. He hits a nice shot in there, but best score he can make is bogey.
Oh, drops it.
Definitely.
I do not know why they're giving him fist bumps for bogeys. I would throw a drink straight in his face, Emma Carpenter. I'd throw one right in his face. But boiling hot chocolate, it does not matter. A spicy margarita? Sure. Don't mind if I do. But whatever's in my cup is going right in his face with a bogey.
Well, you don't sound like a very great teammate to have, Landon.
No, I'm absolutely awful, which is why I'm never invited back to places, Emma.
And this par putt from Geronimo will all but seal hole number 6 again, and he does it for a par. Hole number 6 is done, and Team Orlando will be 4 up.
Really sad. You know, you saw it on hole 1 and hole 2. They were able to keep it pretty darn square, but then Orlando started to pull away. Holes 3, 4, 5, and 6. You hate to see it, but also kind of love to see it, because maybe it'll give them a little bit of drive. Maybe it'll give them a little bit of a chutzpah to get up there. Swing the ball like they know they can. Fairways and greens is what Louisville needs to be thinking. Just fairways and greens. Because they are off kilter.
I definitely would agree, Landon, especially we're seeing in a scenario like this where this is a really difficult par 3, and Orlando was able to get the win on this hole with just 2 pars.
Shocking. Shocking that you can win with a par on a 300-yard par 4. And just like that, we are through the next 3 holes. That's how space-time works. Holes 4, 5, and 6 have kept the action rolling with some great shots. A few terrible ones, with a few challenges thrown in the mix. Now, the players are definitely finding the rhythm now, or at least desperately searching for it, but there are still plenty of twists and turns ahead, possibly a live boa constrictor.
We have been fully involved in this new generation of indoor golf and simulator golf. Core of our business is training great coaches. Byproduct of really good coaches are better golf lessons and more golfers that play the game. We've now created specific training for teaching indoors. We're finding a lot of coaches and a lot of demand for teachers to take those lessons inside. We're seeing a huge number of golfers entering the game through simulators. So we're seeing people who want to play golf who would never come to a golf course.
The fact that these kids that we have here day in, day out get to see that, yes, there is green grass golf. Yes, there are tournaments that you are trying to win on green grass, but there's also this whole other avenue that you might not have explored yet.
A golf simulator has no barriers, and there's no barriers to entry, which is what's so appealing. We know that we can get more golfers playing the game, especially beginners. We're seeing a huge uptick in new golfers learning to play golf, starting in a GOLFZON simulator. We're able to use indoor golf as a vehicle to get more people to participate, to have fun, to play, and I think the potential for growth that we see is enormous through the technology side of the game. I think there's a future for golf that is way broader than the traditional golf game has catered to. For us, it's the perfect marriage of modern technology and maybe modern culture with a very traditional game, and golf has to move with the times in order for it to stay relevant.
Well, Landon, it's certainly been exciting to watch these 6 holes. I think that from the get-go, these players were really, really neck and neck, but then now moving Orlando has definitely started to pull away.
Yeah, they are probably thinking, just how much has parking gone up at Disney World? It doesn't matter because we're going there. We're going there tonight. We're one step closer to $150,000. They're just trying their best. You got a team that has absolutely beautiful moves through the golf ball. You just wonder, what kind of dancers do you think Team Orlando are? Do you think they know how to do them all?
I mean, I would presume, though, the move that they have through the golf ball, I would presume that they are very good dancers, Landon, sure.
Yeah, I think this is just going to light up Reddit talking about, what move does Geronimo, what in the world is his favorite dance?
Moving ahead through the first 6 holes, Orlando now 4 up. Definitely, it's very, very interesting to watch with this format, the way that it works for these scores. I think specifically in the way that sometimes you just need a couple of solid scores. You don't need to do anything super flashy, anything super fancy with the 3-count-2 format.
Yeah, that's right. You're in for a real slow burn here, golf fans. I hope you didn't come here for anything exciting because, no, I'm just joking. You're going to have some fireworks out here, folks. The people are going to be going for the pit, all right? You're going to get your excitement, all right? It's not going to be, the 1992 Buick Invitational where Fred Couples was tied for 7th. It's going to be better than that. Right, Emma Carter?
I definitely agree with you, Landon. Now, based on what you've seen so far, which players have you been really impressed with?
Holly dope. Holly just gets up there and says, I was on the LPGA. You try to steal my car, I will key your house. I mean, it doesn't even make sense. Why would you key somebody's house? But Holly says, hey, that's how I roll. So you just stay out of her way, and you just you just pray that she gets out of a life of crime.
Would you be scared of Holly keying your house, Landon?
Well, absolutely. Oh, a one-handed swing. Oh, just jumps off of the barricade back into the fairway. That was embarrassing. Takes off his hat in embarrassment. Scratches his neck, but I bet you, I'd almost bet you $1 million, Emma, that his neck at that moment didn't actually itch. That was a nervous tick of embarrassment.
Way to really analyze that body language.
Oh, no. Oh, it's in the water. Oh, Geronimo. That is 2 holes in a row, is it not, Emma Carpenter, of him hitting the ball in the water?
Luckily not. Geronimo hit a very good shot on the previous par 3 that just barely cleared the water. This time he was not able to get away with it.
I am glad you were paying attention, Emma Carpenter, because clearly I am not. Oh, no. Matches a ball going in the water with a ball going in the water. I don't know if many of you are fans of string theory, but you would say that some type of electric bounded protons in an annihilation pair will replicate its analase. And boy, just like photon spectromography, that golf swing mimicked the other golf swing. Hopefully you guys are astrophysics buff and understood that reference. I'm guessing you aren't, because you are watching Match of Golf. Back to you in the booth.
I heard monkey see, monkey do. That
is certainly the layman's way of saying it, Emma. You have a way with words, a beautiful way with words. Oh my God! Do you see that piss missile by our lovely friend? Wow, just stunning. I mean, she is a stick attached to a stick that is sister-in-law's with a stick. Stick after stick. I hope she makes it all the way to Orlando from Orlando so I can shake her hand.
We're not
You know,
supposed
the
to be
good thing about
biased here,
Team Orlando
Landon.
is, you know, they could probably take a bus to the finals. It would be very convenient.
That's true. They could actually walk if they really put their mind to it.
Yeah, honestly, Emma, you know what they all say. I think it was late President Theodore Roosevelt who said if you got enough time, you can walk just about anywhere. Geronimo's going to try to earn back that nursing degree that he stole from the cart girl. Go ahead and feather one in here and heal up his team because they are in trouble now on this beautiful putt.
Now, par not out of play for Geronimo. If this ball gets down and spins back, he can still roll in that putt for a par. Ball above his feet for Andrew Reevy. This ball coming in quite nicely. And Team Louisville starting to bounce back a bit.
What do you want? You want to keep everybody honest. You want to keep everybody desperate for a W. Okay, we got a whole lot of second shots up there, and we got a whole lot of fourth shots up there. Most people are nearly on the putting surface now, so it's going to be a competition of the short stick. Yeah, it's really hard to judge that undulation of the green. You know, that PGA is diabolical.
He's undulating green.
Birdies.
Certainly make it difficult. Landon.
All right, 35-foot putt. Team Louisville, 25-foot putt. Team Louisville, and it finds absolutely nothing but disappointment. Another disappointing putt. Man, there's some type of force field akin to radio spectrotomography from Team Orlando. The ball just will not fall. 4 up. Team Orlando, 4 down. Team Louisville. What are you seeing here out of these putts, Emma Carpenter? Oh, no.
Landon, Team Orlando is just burning edges. I mean, still they're definitely in a little bit better shape than Louisville as Chris Wilson steps up for his birdie chance, 25 feet, and Zach Trish for par simultaneously.
Oh, boy. This is on the pro side of the hole, so you got to respect that. Oh, they want it bad. Oh, my goodness. I'm telling you, there is some type of sorcery down at the bottom of that cup. You're going to want to check that thing for gnomes. Good thing we're in Norway. Otherwise, they would suspend play and look for gnomes. A culture that believes in gnomes. Can you believe it? I'm a Carpenter in 2024. Those North.
Here's Holly Clyburn, and that one just does not get done. Uncharacteristic.
They have that hole surrounded. You know, you imagine there's a cop in there after a non-peaceful rally are just guarding that thing. The balls do not want to go in. I think this team has found a way to have 6 people on the green, and to make all 6 balls would be about a total of a 3-foot putt. I mean, just unbelievable. The amount of mediocre putting we've seen there. Just taps in for her bogey. They tap in for their double book. I mean, it's just tap in after tap in after tap in that they're going to have left. Some type of sorcery in the coding software. Maybe the computers are after us after all for trying to play God. Am I right, Emma Carpenter?
Yeah, well, it's definitely it's interesting to watch these players finish up. It's looking like this hole will be a push with a bogey and a par.
Amazing.
Or no, excuse me, I believe Louisville had 2 pars. And look as they celebrate the win on that hole. They'll get one back, Landon.
Slowly crawling their way back in to trying to get it all square. They have a uphill battle to climb. You know, that's the tricky thing, is when you start to lose momentum, you start to lose confidence. You start to lose confidence, your timing goes out the window. Timing goes out the window. Oh boy, that's when the wheels start falling off, baby. Hole number 8, par 4, 559 yards. Like I said at the beginning of this broadcast, it is just driver after driver after driver on this freaking punishing Pete Dye course. One of the toughest holes is hole number 8. It is a long par 4. Difficult carries, too. Got to narrow little fairway. You got to be precise off the tee, just like on just about every single hole of this golf course. Now, water hazards on the approach make it even more intimidating. I mean, this hole will just eat your lunch. Oh, carries the bunker. Beautiful. Beautiful swing there. Nice pass, man. Maybe Louisville might find a way to have a second win.
That was a big, nice high draw there from Zach Trish. Louisville is just now, I feel like they have caught a second wind, Landon. They've got some momentum now after that win on the last hole. Their first win of the match came on hole number 7, and here they are all fired up on hole number 8.
Geronimo went from in the water to in the bunker off his tee shot. Man, you might just have to go ahead and put that thing back in the holster and tell his 3-wood, you know, I was sorry to ever have doubted you. Maybe you and I should get a 1-bedroom apartment together. You ever have a torrid love affair with your 3-wood, Emma Carpenter?
All the time. All the time. It's a very complicated relationship.
Holly, absolute hamburglar, smashing that ball down the center cut. Up. Ladies and gentlemen, don't listen to Fire Landon Ashworth. Onomatopoeia, she hit it in the sand. I thought I was going to carry in sand, but just didn't have the distance. But look at how long that thing is. That sand trap is over 14,000 yards long. Right, Emma?
Yeah, definitely easy to find at 14,000 yards. It seems as though, looks like we got 3 of these players of the 6 all over in that bunker, or in a bunker at least. Geronimo Esteve from Team Orlando steps up. A Florida native. He's a senior member of Team Orlando, 43 years old. Kyle Archer over in Louisville set up to play as well. Kyle Archer, 41-year-old Louisville native that we mentioned earlier, has been playing golf for 16 years. See how he does out of the bunker. Both men just kind of hit a layup. Archer up a little bit further than Esteve, but they will both have an approach shot ahead.
Beautiful PGA West Stadium Course. You know, the GOLFZON simulators have over 240 courses in their library, Emma. Pretty dope. Play golf courses like the old course at St. Andrews. Heck, can I play Pebble Beach? Yeah, you can play Pebble Beach at your own house or your lovely bar and grill. Harbor Town. All in this beautiful detail. Pretty dope simulators, Emma. Pretty dope.
And I think the coolest thing about it, Landon, is seriously the attention to detail of the views, of each undulation of the green, of the bunkers, of the hazards, of the way that the ball will bounce. Everything is just to the exact finite detail. It's very, very impressive.
Absolutely. Like my ex-girlfriend at the end of our breakup when she told me, you're not enough, and he didn't have enough to carry that bunker there. Going to go ahead and adjust the view. That's what you see what he's doing with the club is he's adjusting his view. And whatever he presses adjusts the screen. So if he wants to hit a high buttery cut but wants to change his aim, those are the keypads on the floor there. Allow you to do that with the butt end of your club. Pretty dope GOLFZON technology. And our friend Holly goes bunker to bunker. Ball just slightly above his feet. It's a nice little pass through the ball. Very, very shallow swing plane. So he is going to hit it left and short. Caught the big ball first, as they say. Look at that awesome graphic. Ah, boy. Orlando. Team Orlando. You get hypnotized by these graphics sometimes, Emma. You just don't know what to say because you just want to think, I wish I could live in that graphic.
I know. Doesn't it look magical?
It is magical.
Geronimo, his third shot. How about that for a birdie leave?
Absolutely beautiful. Got a little chicken wingy there. Tried to punch down on that golf ball to get a little rollout on the green. Yeah, okay. Seems like these two are deciding to go ahead and actually play some golf. Oh, look at that. Boom. Split level ball stance. What would you call that?
I love that because that's exactly what it would be on the golf course. When the ball's up on the lip, you have a lip behind you as well. Oh, that was a difficult shot. Wow, for Chris Wilson.
Oh, he just got it way too before the ball. Didn't have any compression on that ball at all. This one's in the deeper bunker, so he's going to put it down in the deep bunker lie. Nice out, but problem is controlling that spin with the lie in the sand, but was able to get it to stop. I thought that thing was going to boot scoop boogie right past the hole, but it decides to hang on, which is dope. Everybody calling out for it to sit. There's almost nothing you can do there. You weigh your golf club all the way flat, and you run the chance of just scooping right under it. You close it at all, and you run the risk of just blowing it past the hole.
Got Chris Wilson and Andrew Reevy.
Something special out of these two. All right. Able to butter it up there close. Like a fresh Hawaiian roll. Puts a little butter on it. He's just going to go ahead and tap that in. You like Hawaiian King rolls, Emma Carpenter? I sure do. They're sweet.
Oh my gosh, they're the best.
They are nice. Probably eat a whole package of them in one sitting.
They are delicious. And speaking of delicious, as my friend Landon Ashworth would say, to describe a golf shot or lots of other things as well, Holly and Archer, Kyle Clyburn and Kyle Archer both had a par putt. They did not close. Geronimo for his birdie putt, as well as Zach Trish will step up for his birdie chance.
Very nice. Very nice way to rebound from going water, bunker, birdie. Very dope. Look at those colorful shoes. Makes me want to lick them, you know? That's not a thing that I'm normally into, licking shoes, but they look like candy. I'm not going to lie to you, Emma. Ooh, lip out. Going to need some preparation H for that hole. Got to get it a little tighter if you're going to capture the gravity well of that golf ball. That's just simple astrophysics, folks.
Now we have a birdie in for Team Orlando. Andrew Reevy, this is a must make. And he gets that done.
Very nice. Big putt there if they're going to try to have this hole. I believe in them. Heck, I'll say it. I believe in them. I think they can make this tap in.
All right, good call. Good call, Landon. It looks like this will be another push between Louisville and Orlando.
a push on hole number 8. In the books, they're just regrouping, checking their Tinder profiles, making sure they got good profile pictures up because they are after it. Once they get that $150,000, they're able to buy that Camaro. They're going to be off to the races. We got a hole number 9, par 4, 452 yards to finish off that front 9. It's strong hole to close the front 9. It's got a narrow fairway. You got to see that water. Oh, boy. It is a slicer's works nightmare. I've never hit a slice myself, but a guy I knew once did. You got bunkers guarding the front, the middle, the back, the left, and the right of the green. That Pete Dye is just out there to get in your head.
Does Pete Dye ever get in your head, Landon?
No. I slowly dismantle Pete Dye courses and treat them like a rented mule.
Oh, boy. Now, interesting to see Andrew Reevy adjusting his aim to actually aim a little bit further to the right with that water all along the right. He's got to be hitting a draw here. There's no way this ball should be cutting.
There he goes.
He likes it.
He found one. Yep. Nice little baby draw. Thank God he didn't have a double cross. I have a feeling this guy's about to pipe it 3-pin. Yeah, that water. Day dry. Come on, 310. Come on, 310. Come on, 310. Oh, you embarrassing. You embarrassed me. You embarrassed me in front of my friends.
It was 305, Landon. That's not good enough for you?
It's not 310. I don't know if you heard me say the number 310. I said it multiple times. Got to work on our active listening. Super flat swing. He kind of has that Scotty Scheffler move where he fans out his rear foot to try to keep that golf club straight because he has such a closed club face at the top from that flat swing plane that he has to come out of it. But it kept a little bit of extra spin through the ball. If you are facing any swing faults, we urge you to see a local teaching professional. Carpenter, have you ever seen your local PGA teaching professional?
I sure have. And hey, Landon, speaking of teaching professionals, at the David Leadbetter Academy, GOLFZON Leadbetter Academy, Chris Wilson just hit a drive 309.16.
That is not 310. Everybody knows it.
I sold really, really close.
Bomb out of Holly. What's your driving average there, Emma Carpenter?
My driving average is about 265.
Ooh, putting it out there. Here's one of my favorite GOLFZON stats, ladies and gentlemen. Just been waiting on bated breath to shout this one out. GOLFZON started in the G Tour in Korea. The winners on the G Tour were given exemptions for the Asian Tour or Korean Tour. Can you guess, and I know you can because you know the answer to this, can you guess the amount of difference in their stats between their Screen Golf Zone numbers from the G Tour and their actual green grass tournaments in real life?
You tell me, Landon. You tell me.
Less than 1% dispersion between the two numbers. So you tell me screen golf isn't real golf, and I will throw a drink straight in your face.
What kind?
Oh, heck. Something sugary that might attract a hummingbird.
Oh, my gosh. That's cruel.
Very nice pass through the ball there from Team Orlando. Oh, yeah. Fairways and greens. He's upset about it, too. That's really no mark of a true golfer. I played in one Monday qualifier on the Korn Ferry Tour, Emma Carpenter, trying to get my confidence up. And I played with a guy who made the Monday qualifier. I was in his group. He shot a 61, and he was through 16 holes, and I on a single hole, I didn't see him happy. And I looked over at his caddy. I'm like, hasn't he birdied like 5 holes? And he's like, he's 8 under. He's just that good. So that'll go to show you. Sometimes when you expect greatness, greatness is demanded. That's famous Earl Woods, who pushed his son Tiger Eldrick Woods to greatness. I don't know if any of you are golf fans out there, but Tiger Woods is a golfer, and he has a pretty storied career. You might want to go ahead and Google up. Back to you in the booth, Emma Carpenter.
Now Landon, Andrew Reeve has a birdie chance as he steps up. Holly Clyburn didn't get that putt done. Here comes Reeve. He's playing and it looks good. And my gosh, did that ever snap?
Yeah, it did.
Oh,
just
drop
a little
the
bit
putter.
too much speed. You know, that is not a putt that is worth getting worked up over for missing. A 16-foot left to right breaker is a downhill left to right breaker. That is a near impossible putt to judge the farther and farther and farther you get away.
That was interesting. Both these players, Landon, both Chris Wilson and Zach Trish, nearly identical putts that they're hitting right here, right now. Oh my goodness. And they actually, Landon, they both missed the putt the exact same way.
That does not surprise me. One had the right speed and the wrong aim. The other had the right aim and the wrong speed. You got to put those two together, and neither of them had the right metric. But everybody's on the green. Oh, there we go. Good job, Team Orlando. Team Louisville is going to miss. Hate to see it. You know, I love to hear this team chatter. Just can get lost in their strategy. Kind of beautiful sometimes to listen to. Oh, they're just wondering what the world is going on. The world is going on with this goofy green that we can't secure a W. Looks like he's got a little Scotty Cameron there in his hands. Seems like an expensive putter.
Scotty Cameron isn't an expensive putter. It's a very good one as well. It's actually what I play. And gosh, a miss there from Andrew Reeve. That'll be a 3-putt, uncharacteristic. What was looking very promising.
Am I partner? You're the type of person that could put together a finely worded email getting me a Scotty Cameron of my own?
I don't know about that, Landon.
An awkward no from Emma Carpenter. Back to you in the booth, Emma.
Now here's Holly from 8 feet. This is for par. Her partner, Chris Wilson, is in for his par.
I know she can do it. I knew Chris could do it. Oh, I was wrong. I tragically misjudged, but I'll tell you who does make a par. That's Team Louisville who needed it bad.
Zach Trish, after that missed 16-footer, is able to roll in his par putt, which is much needed. And Geronimo makes par as well. This putt from Kyle Archer for par will make for a push on this hole. All right, we've reached the turn. Holes 7, 8, and 9 did not disappoint. The pressure's been building, and we've seen some clutch shots and a couple surprising moments along the way. The front 9 is shaping up to be a real battle with players jockeying for position.
I've been golfing since I was 12 years old.
I was about 5 years old.
Yeah, I think I was probably 12 with my dad. Hit a bunch of balls trying to get better. I was probably 26 or 27 before I even broke 100. And from there, just became a total degenerate, hitting balls, playing every weekend.
So, I mean, we've got a really, really stellar team, and I'm feeling really, really great about it tonight. It's been a blast. There, I mean, our team has been so much fun, honestly. Getting to know these guys and drive down and be able to play with them, I've just loved it so much.
It's been so much fun. I came in here not knowing a ton of people. I've met 4 really good friends on my team who I did not know any of them before. It's been really cool to play against other people throughout the country. It's been great. It's been something I never really heard of before, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
I've learned a lot from them. As you get better in golf, it's sometimes hard to find players that are at your skill level or better. Playing with Andrew, I mean, playing with Drex, playing with Zach, Chad, all these guys have differing levels of experience. They're a fun group of guys. We'll be friends long after this tournament wraps up. There's a lot at stake. There's a lot at stake, right? There's a very cool prize pool that GOLFZON's put together. You're playing for a lot more than just shot credit, right? And I think that gives a little extra incentive to practice, to take it seriously.
Let's win, baby. That's it.
There we go.
Let's go.
Landon, this was an interesting 9 holes, I would say. It started out really neck and neck, and then as these players moved ahead, Orlando really picked it up and started playing really solid. And then now over these last few holes, we saw a couple halved holes. We saw Louisville pull one out. I really am starting to think that anything can happen on this back 9 while Team Orlando does still stay 3 up.
Yeah, you're right. Anything could happen. A person could come in there, demanding everybody's money. Somebody could take their golf clubs, steal them, put them up on eBay, try to make a profit. I don't expect any of those things to happen tonight, but you can just never be too careful, depending on what part of town they live in. Am I right, Emma?
I guess so. I would say definitely you are, Landon. Now, as we move into this back 9, what are you expecting to see from both of these teams?
I just expect both teams to have a real nice time. Oh my God, look at that stunning visualization of the 10th hole here at PGA West Stadium Course. You got a par 4, 415 yards, intimidating water left. You got that rip-rap granite surrounding there from the local quarry. You got thick grass to the right. There's just no way around it. You got to hit a straight drive.
Speaking of straight drives, it looks like Geronimo is going to step up on the hole. What were you going to say, Landon? I didn't mean to step on you there.
I do not remember, Emma. Back to you in the booth.
Zach Trish also stepping up, who we know likes to hit a really big draw. Water on the left is not ideal.
Now, rarely does hitting in the water ever end up with anything other than penalty stroke on the scorecard. Oh, is he able to hang it on? Don't roll too hard. Okay, thank God for the coefficient of friction, which keeps that ball in the fairway and not the water. 2 great drives. Bomb after bomb. For 94 yards and 297 yards off the tee. See if these two can't find it. Couple knuckleheads. You ever have anybody call you a knucklehead, Emma?
I think you definitely have before.
Yeah, well, you are a knucklehead. Oh, find that cart path, Tin Cup. 286 yards, probably got another 20 yards of carry from that. He will be having to put his ball in the rough, though.
Now, here is Kyle Archer, Team Louisville. What a stunning view this hole really is. It's almost distracting me, Landon, but that ball was hit real hard, and that just bounces down the cart path as well.
Yeah, he came out of his swing there right at the very end, had a little early extension, wasn't able to... oh my God, Holly is just a freaking missile slinger. Her swing is just so beautiful. Outdrives all. 235 yards. Positions it perfectly there. Oh, gets a nice little member bounce there. You ever been a member of a country club and got a member bounce, Emma, or have you only stolen it as a guest?
I've gotten a member's bounce here or there, but I've stolen some bounces as well as a guest. And then sometimes I haven't been treated very well on the course I was a member of, and I was getting no such members bounces.
Emma Carpenter, what's the hardest golf course you've ever played in your entire life?
Wow.
The entire 19 years you've been on the earth.
19?
Are you only 18?
In the 23 years I've been on the earth, Landon, I would say, oh gosh, most difficult golf course I have ever played. Can I get back to you on this one? Because that is a really, really, really hard question. I don't know. I would say
cannot.
Albany.
The fans are titillated and would like to know.
Albany in the Bahamas is a very difficult course. Pinehurst number 2 is definitely difficult.
Did you play there with the golf boys, Ricky Fowler, and Justin Thomas, when they take their little golf boys trip there at Albany? You know,
No.
you'll see Tiger out in Albany. Justin Rose has a house on number 5. We shot a commercial there once. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And, you know, I played a awesome round of golf and shot even par. That's how hard the golf course is.
Beautiful. Love it. Yeah, that's another long golf course, just like this PGA West Stadium Course that they're playing. Everybody is just hitting their wedges with sledgehammers. Not able to judge the distance here. I don't know if there's a false back that's lulling into a false sense of security, or if their creditors called them saying, hey, we want that payment or we're taking your car. You know, they got to get to work because these people have not won the $150,000 yet.
Zach Trish, after a beautiful drive, setting up for his second shot, where Geronimo has 37 feet for birdie.
That is a steep practice backswing, but he does not do it in his actual swing. So you gotta think that he suffers from having too flat of a swing, tries to set that club early to keep him from swinging so flat, and then, you know, truth is stranger than fiction, he immediately flattens out his club swing on his actual swing. Feel versus real, am I right? Emma Carpenter, back to you in the booth.
That's something that's so interesting about the game of golf is I can oftentimes, I've experienced it myself, as Geronimo just runs that just past the hole. I would say what I've experienced, Landon, is that oftentimes we can actually see in other people's golf swings so much easier than what we can feel in our own. I can watch another person's golf swing and I can, analyze and help and give tips all day long, but I can never actually tell what's going on in my own.
Well, you sure didn't help me with that shank that I had in Chicago for about 45 swings, so I don't know if I have to hold your hand to the fire over that one.
Well, I think that was a little bit more in your head, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, I'm an absolute basket case swinging the club in front of other people, but you could see that Louisville and Orlando are not. They have the sedatives are kicking in, and they are calming down, getting back to focus. I don't know if they took a NyQuil like my mom used to do to me when I was about 9 years old, and I just would not shut up, and I needed to go to bed because she had to be at work at 4:30 in the morning at the Waffle House. But you know, these people, it doesn't look like they're too worried about missing their bedtimes because they are out for that $150,000. You ever been to a Waffle House, Emma?
I have. Here and there, I've been to a Waffle House. I think only about 2 or 3 times in my life, maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense. You seem more classy than a Waffle House. Not to disparage Waffle House, but you know there are levels of a bit of class as it goes into late night dining. Of course, we know the various levels go Waffle House near there from the bottom, unless there's a late night McDonald's open, all the way to the very top of some of those 24-hour Denny's. Back to you, Emma Carpenter.
Taking a look at this match right now, Landon, it's looking like these players just need to sink their par putts. Everyone's really struggling with the pace on this green from back to front. These players just ran it way by. And Zach Trish steps up for his par putt from 16 feet.
I think you could do it. Bet $5?
I don't really bet on live golf, Landon, but
Emma Carpenter and I have $5 on this putt.
Oh, I knew I should have bet.
He just lips out left, and Emma Carpenter owes Landon Ashworth. You are all here to see it. $5 cash, but these people are playing for a little bit different amount of money, and that's $150,000.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're just tuning in. If you are, why are you skipping through YouTube so quickly? Watch the whole thing. The juice is worth the squeeze. So what's going to happen on this hole, Emma?
Well, Landon, it's all just coming down to the putting. We just saw a bogey there from Kyle Archer. Now it's going to come down to Andrew Reevy. Geronimo from Team Orlando is in for par. Andrew Reevy also makes his par. And now if Zach Trish makes this, it will be a push. Just like that. Another push on hole number 10 with 4 pars counted.
It's nail biter here. Going on to hole 11. Par 5, almost 600 yards. Emma Carpenter. Brutal. 617 yard par 5. Hidden driver might not get you there. Got long distance bunkers. Hit me, Emma.
That's right, Landon. It just dog legs to the left right there at the very end. There's water right near the green that guards the green, making the approach shot a little bit more difficult for a left miss. But with good positioning, players can definitely set up a birdie. We've seen them play the par 5s well so far. So I really do think that we're going to see a win on this hole. I know we've seen some halved holes over the last few, but now Team Orlando 3 up, and Louisville's starting to run out. So we're running out of holes left. So now I think that it'll be interesting to see which team really gets aggressive and can put up some low numbers here.
Emma, would you like to see a really close match on these very beginning GOLFZON Tour matches, or would you like to see a few blowouts where they just go 9 up after 9?
I think that both scenarios can be exciting to watch. If you can watch a team absolutely light it up and you start having a team that you're really rooting for moving into the finals, or if they're nail biters in all the rounds of the playoffs, that's exciting to watch as well. That's the whole thing about match play. I'm playing a 3 count to a team, and it all coming down to an in-person finale at the PGA show. I think that all scenarios are very exciting for this GOLFZON Tour in its inaugural year in the USA. Well, the USA and England and Canada and Mexico, I should say, Landon, actually.
Did you mention London?
I did. I said England.
Absolutely beautiful job. Do you remember what hole is that iconic stadium hole during the Waste Management Open?
Of course I do.
Which hole is that, Emma Carpenter?
We're talking about hole number 16 at the Waste Management?
That's right.
What about hole number 16?
Oh, nothing. I just like non sequiturs. Cool hole. You ever played that one?
I actually have not played TPC, Scott. TPC out there. No, I have not.
They say it's one of the most expensive golf courses in the country. Absolute scud running junk missile. Gets all a 224 out of his hybrid. I'm just telling you, like I said, I played this course yesterday on my sim at home, and you just hit driver so many times, it gets boring. These are really, really long holes. Just the distance can get in your head. I mean, I found myself getting frustrated I was hitting driver so much. I don't like golf courses, personally, where you almost have to hit driver off the tee every single one. I prefer a shorter course that offers, maybe you have to hit a 6-iron off the tee. But that's not this course. That's not Pete Dye's truth, to take it a little woke on you.
Yeah, well, and with this golf course just mainly having the trouble, this hole just mainly having the trouble up the left, I think it makes it very interesting. It seems as though these players are just kind of going all they got for the first 2 shots and seeing how close they can get up to the green.
Tell you who can get up to the green, and that is Holly, because you all have seen her swing, and good God, is it a work of beauty. You can see the live view there. The lie that Team Orlando and Team Louisville has. Louisville's going to try to sling a little draw around there. It's just going to be a straight-up push. Molly, surprising no one. It's an absolute beautiful shot. Bring the ball up above her feet, no less. Just some textbook beautiful golf out of Holly today.
The ball above her feet and from the rough, Holly with the 3-wood throwing a dart. I mean, it just doesn't get a whole lot more impressive than that. Now here's her teammate Chris Wilson hitting a wedge in there that is in the same spot as Holly's 3-wood from her second shot.
I believe Chris is playing off a +5 handicap. Do I have that fact right? Yeah, that Chris is playing off a +5 handicap, that Chris Wilson. That's the type of guy that, you play in Little League Baseball with him. Your dad says, I wish you could be more like Chris. That's at least my experience growing up. These GOLFZON simulators are pretty darn cool. They're playing on the 2Vision swing system. Got 378 patents, which is 376 patents more than I have. Impressive. There are so many golf zones across the country, 9,800 different locations globally, and they have 42,000 plus simulators globally. Which is almost like globally, but it's a totally different word that sounds like it, but is not it.
No kidding, Landon. Globally. I'll add that one to my vocabulary. Here's Holly for eagle.
Very, very nice putt. Should be a little tap-in birdie. Emma Carpenter, could you guess how many tournaments were played last year alone on GOLFZON simulators?
I don't know if I could, Landon.
134,000.
Wow.
Different tournaments played on these simulators last year alone. In the dark, terrified, afraid, on a cliff bar and cold water in sight.
Well, Landon, I think that definitely speaks volumes about the technology and the real accuracy and fairness that it's able to provide to these players who are wanting to compete.
Isn't that the truth? Well, you think we're going to see a straight-up W?
It's looking like it's all really coming down to what these players are doing on the greens. We've seen them all putt fairly well with inside 10 feet, but we haven't seen a whole lot of bombs being dropped. I think that that's the difference it's really going to make. Here's a good-looking putt from Chris Wilson that just burns the edge as Andrew Reevy will step up in Louisville. This for his birdie. Oh, and he drops the putter in celebration, Landon.
He needed it badly and was able to pull it off. They're very proud of him. I bet that if they had a piece of cheesecake, they would give him a bite. But I would caution them. Is it worth the possible infection that could ensue were any of them to have some type of canker sore in their mouth, or the other tragic thing that befall the Homo sapien species in the mouth area? Holly, my favorite, stepping up there to hit a putt.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness, uncharacteristic. Just absolutely slingshots one past the hole. She is confounded as I am. Just has no idea what just happened. Neither do I. I'm worried too. We're all a little scared now. And if you see a chink in Holly's armor, you're wondering, could Dad beat up that policeman? Or they got taken away? Oh, man. Back to back birds. You might as well pick the golf balls up, because I don't think anybody's going Eagle Bird for team mediocrity over there in Orlando. Mickey Mouse ain't going to save you now, right, Emma Carpenter? Back to you in the booth.
It's shocking that you would call them team mediocrity over in Orlando. What a bandwagon announcer you have been, Landon. Just rooting for whatever team is playing well. But Louisville coming out with that birdie finish on hole number 11 is just so impressive as we move into hole number 12. Louisville clawing back. Hole number 12, par 4, 363. Lots of well-placed bunkers, especially over there on the left side. This green is a lot smaller, more compact and contoured, making it tricky to hit and to putt on as well, which is what we've seen this really come down to. The contouring of this green is just very, very difficult, and we've seen some ups and downs from these players.
A little bit of yo-yoing going on. Their team of Louisville finding a little bit of momentum and then losing it. You see the live ball view out of there. Louisville, you just trying to sling a high draw in there. Use the contour of that fairway. Wow, they are proud of each other. They're trying to use that momentum on the last couple holes and bring it back, but he is outdriven by Team Orlando. Surprising nobody. That guy has some club speed through the ball. Orlando 2 up. Plenty of golf left. 6 holes left to play after this one. So in 7 golf holes, just about anything can happen.
How do you think that Team Orlando will respond here now, Landon? They haven't won a hole in a while.
Yeah, I think it's just, they got to think in Holly we trust. And, when you start to lose momentum, it's hard to get it back. That's just how gravity works. Momentum is a very powerful thing. They call it the fifth force. Do you know that?
I didn't know that, Landon.
Yeah, well, centrifugal force, it's a beautiful thing. Nice pass, a little early extension, keeps his club face wide open. The ball will shoot out there to the right. Nary to return back to the fairway until his next shot. Holly, surprising no one, hits an absolute missile down the center of the fairway. Gosh, she's good.
That one she put out over 250 yards. Really solid move there from Holly Clyburn. Like we've mentioned, over
she played
40
college golf.
starts, over 40 starts on the LPGA Tour.
40 starts. You know, one of the things you're going to see from both of these players right now is a little right wrist. That little tabletop that they're creating helps set the club early. You keep that little tabletop and you turn, you're going to have full gappling. You're going to have more back angle. You're going to have better shots. Man, Team Louisville, the drugs are kicking in for that team. They are finding a little bit of excitement back in the game of golf, and you're wondering if Team Orlando is shopping pickleball paddles on Temu to try a different sport, because they just seem a little deflated right now, except for hitting shots like that. But I think he's probably thinking in his head, well, I'm probably going to lip out because Team Louisville is in his head. Those greens are undulating. All right, come on, Holly. I'm expecting a chip in out of Holly.
Well, Holly sets up. Here is Andrew Reeving. Another beautiful shot. My goodness, Landon. I cannot believe how the tables have turned.
And if Holly is scudding them past, we are in big, big trouble. All right, ball slightly above his feet. You see that 64 different swing position swing plate there, both of them in the fairway and on the green, so they'll be able to not take any momentum off the ball, adjust the spin, having to put it in the rough. They both have crisp fairway lies. One slightly ball above the feet, the other one's on the putting surface. Thank goodness. Louisville showing a chink in the armor. Sky Mail on the green. Just misses out there to the left on the pro side, thankfully, but it was a very long putt. There is no reason that he should feel bad about missing that. Probably a PGA Tour make percentage of less than 20% from that long away. No harm in missing that putt. He can go home with his head hung high. Now he's a little upset with that zippy little shot. Like I said, when you start to really play well, you get mad at the good ones, too.
You're right, Lynn, and that's definitely a sign of some solid play and high confidence, high expectations. Here's Holly for her birdie putt. Doesn't quite get there. Should be an happen. And Kyle Archer with the birdie.
Why? You know, when you start to gain some momentum on a teaching facility, you got to be feeling real good about yourself. Able to roll it in for his par, but there is a birdie on the scorecard from Team Louisville. Yeah! Make that two. That is the hole. We are almost back to all square. Scorecard.
Wow, Landon. You know, if I had told you that Team Orlando would only be one up heading into hole number 13. If I had
told you a bold-faced liar, Emma Carpenter, I would have exited out of this broadcast to say I do not co-host with liars.
Well, little did you know, Landon, that was 100% truthful. That is a win for Team Louisville again on hole number 12, and they have clawed their way back to only one down from Team Orlando after being 4 down through 6. Now anything can happen. This is anyone's game.
Stunning turn of events.
Getting the team together was it was a challenge. The luxury for me is every day I have good golfers coming in and out of the door. Building those relationships with them, knowing that we had this tour coming up, reached out to a couple of them, held a couple open qualifiers, came up with the 5 that I came up with.
I have no idea why they picked me. Yeah, I've played for 11 years out on tour in Europe, and I played out on LPGA for 2.5 years.
I've been a professional golfer now, I guess, for 8 years, and kind of been playing mini tours up in Canada. The last 3 years I played on the Canadian tour.
I'm an amateur. I play mid-amateur golf, across the world. I'm like the old man. I think I'm old enough to be everybody and their dad, man. So the ball doesn't know how old you are. The ball doesn't know if you're a pro or not. And I'll just try to do my best and play for them. The teammates I have are great, and we've had a lot of fun together.
I love feeling part of a team. Golf can be a really lonely journey out there when you're just battling by yourself. But being able to kind of share with your team and, picking each other up if you have a bad hole or whatever, that's awesome, and that's kind of a cool new aspect that GOLFZON, this league, brings.
That's been so cool to see, because I didn't know how these guys who came from these other big tours, or Holly coming from the LPGA, I didn't know how she was going to do with a simulator tournament. The fact that they're taking it serious, that's incredible, and I don't think you can ask for much more than that as a team captain. When there's money on the line, these guys are ready to show up and get after it.
Let's take a look at hole number 13, Landon. Par 3, 200 yards. It's a real scenic water hole, water all along the left side. Creates some visual appeal, but also some fear it might instill in these players. There's some bunkers as well to protect the green. And there are some subtle slopes on the green as well. Now, it was a water-filled par 3 that we saw Team Louisville struggle with on the front 9. So it'll be interesting to see now, after all of this solid play we've seen from them over the last few holes, to see how they redeem themselves on the hole number 13, par 3.
You're going to have to do something special. You had a 200-yard par 3, Emma. What club you hit?
200-yard par 3. I would likely hit a 5-iron, depending on where the wind is going, maybe a 4-iron.
I'm telling you right now, Team Orlando needs to be more supportive with each other. It just seems like there is no wind in sails, and they've just lost hope darn near. I mean, look at that. 120 mile per hour club speed, hits it in the water.
Wow.
That's heartbreaking.
Wow, Landon. Definitely uncharacteristic mistakes from Team Orlando. You can just tell with the energy that's coming from both cities. It has really done a complete 180 now in the favor of Louisville.
Great shot by Holly. Surprising no one.
That was a much-needed shot from Holly. Holly, who played in the Curtis Cup as an amateur, just has an absolutely stunningly impressive golf career, both amateur and professional. Geronimo from the drop zone, still with a good distance left for bogey. As Zach Trish is still picking a club from the tee, and that will not be good. We know that Trish likes to hit that high draw. It definitely makes it more difficult with the water left. And Chris Wilson with a really clutch chip It's looking like him and Holly are going to be in good shape for a couple of pars on this hole.
That's the positive mental attitude that Team Orlando needs to inject back in their players. I just feel like they're deflated and they're sad about their flip-flopping of momentum. But, momentum, beautiful thing about it is you can get momentum back.
Sure can. And now, see, we're on the 13th hole. There are going to be 5 holes left. Anything can happen.
But I hope a polar bear doesn't go in there and maul anybody, because if anything could happen, that would be a tragic turn of events.
That would definitely be tragic. That would be tragic. That would be extremely unlikely. I'm not sure even possible. But anything in regards to the golf can certainly happen.
Emma Carpenter, if you ever find yourself in Antarctica and happen to take down a polar bear, do not eat its liver because you would die. Too much iron in a polar bear's liver to eat. That is a well-known.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness, Landon. Kyle Archer with the chip in for birdie on the difficult par 3 13th. Oh my goodness. We've been speaking of this turn of events, and it's looking like that will all but seal up this win for them on hole number 13. Wow, to get the match back to all square.
Just loss after loss after loss after loss of hole from Team Orlando. Oh, that's you just got to think after this match is over, they're probably going to go to the local fast food joint and just say, give me something that'll clog up these arteries because I do not have the will to live. And they're just shuck and jive. Team Louisville is proud of themselves for all that they've accomplished. They've kept a positive mental attitude. They didn't let the loss of momentum and, honestly, just the stomping that they've been getting from Team Orlando to get to their head, and they just flip-flopped everything and went from, man, I think they were almost 4 down at one point to all square in a matter of 4 or 5 holes.
It all comes down to this putt right here. And, whew.
You needed that.
Andrew Reeve was looking to put the nail in the coffin for Team Louisville. That's 2 pars in, one from Holly and one from Chris Wilson for Team Orlando. And now with just one more par from Team Louisville, in addition to the birdie that we saw from Kyle Archer, all we need is a par from Team Louisville, and that will be a win on hole number 13.
I think no matter what he does here, they win the hole, no?
That was a double bogey that we saw there from Zach Trish. Holly made par, but Andrew Reeve made par as well to get the win for Louisville on hole number 13. That is a par birdie for Team Louisville to get the match back to all square. My goodness. Now we look ahead. This is hole number 14, par 4. This is demanding par 4 in its length, as well as the lengthy approach shot. Clearly, you need to avoid the bunkers. You need accuracy. The green is real narrow. I think that just what really makes this hole difficult is the length, Landon.
Just about every single hole on this golf course, you have 240-yard par 3s and 600-yard par 5s. Pete Dye says, how about driver off every single hole? You hit 13 straight drivers when 2 of them are par 3s. It's just it just gets in your head. And I feel like it almost benefits you to just let out your aggression and just say, okay, Pete Dye, you want to give me driver on every hole? I drive at 330. And just do your absolute best to find that center of the fairway, because if you're missing fairways, you're not long here. It's just driver long iron on a lot of holes, and it just eats at you. And it is eating at Orlando.
I think it really just takes a lot of patience, Landon, when you're stepping up with long irons or woods or hybrids into these greens. It takes lots of patience to just try to hit the best shot that you can and not get too frustrated if you're not giving yourself short birdie opportunities, because that's just the nature of what you're going to be given with the dispersion of the longer clubs.
It's a long ball green. If you like hitting driver, this is the golf course for you. Finds the fairway again. Man, that is a clutch teammate right there, who has found his second stride.
Andrew Reevy's been playing really solid all match. Played 4 years of college golf at Seton Hall. He played a really, really phenomenal junior career as well. Played for Team USA in a junior tournament. But his teammate's stepping up now. This is Zach Trish. Zach Trish, he also played 4 years of college golf at Ball State. Now he's a teaching professional. And how about that? Those two players right next to each other in the fairway.
What do you think the home values are lining the golf course here? You see all these beautiful course renderings that GOLFZON has. How much do you think one of these houses would set you back?
A lot of money, Landon. A lot of money.
Certainly not the type of money that I'll ever see in my life. Says my dad, all right, we got Orlando putting the ball up there. We got Holly going to try to put one just as close as her teammate did, trying to claw their way back into some positive momentum with 1, 2, 3, 4 holes to play.
Landon, maybe you could put a bid on a simulator house.
You know, that sounds like some Minecraft stuff right there. You ever played Minecraft, Emma?
I have.
Oh, you have?
Yes,
That's
I have.
surprising to me. Very dope. I do not understand the point of that game at all. Oh, my God, look at that. Teammate and teammate. We're going to have two not too far birdie putts. I hope he goes up there and hits this thing close so they have 3 really close birdie putts so they can get some momentum back. Because when you're 4 holes up after 5 and you come back to make it all square, you just start questioning your life choices. You know, where did you go wrong? Is my wife or husband right for me? Do I really want to raise these kids? You know, those are the questions that start swirling around in your mind. Certainly would. 3 birdie putts from Team Orlando. You hear that chatter from Team Louisville. They're proud of each other. They like each other. They want to hang out when this match is over, possibly start a bed and breakfast in the northern part of Vermont. You know, they're a little crunchy up there, but it's all right. They're kind people, and they know how to make maple syrup. Back to you in the booth here. Alrighty, Team Orlando, I'm going to take the broadcast away from you, Emma. I'll carry this burden like Samwise Gamgee, Lord of the Rings. I'll carry you.
That was a much-needed birdie for Team Orlando. Really phenomenal birdie from Holly, as another birdie from Geronimo makes for a...
That's got to be the hole, doesn't it? 2 birdies and a par. That has got to be the hole. See what Team Louisville can't scrape off the bottom of the dumpster.
There is still some opportunity. It all just comes down to these putts. Here is Andrew Reevy from 15 feet.
Oh, yeah. Man, a little bit of chatter. It all falls on him.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, this is so big, and this is not a player who has been coming up when they need something clutch. You gotta imagine that he's probably gonna push this one just a little left, don't you?
I don't know about that, Landon. Now, Kyle Archer had that huge hole out for birdie on the last hole on the par 3. Now, this is the putt it all comes down to. If Zach Trish, the Ball State golf alum, if he does roll in this putt, it will be a have. If not, that means Team Orlando will be one up with 4 to play.
And you had to imagine he's got this one in the bag. I don't know why I'm whispering, because this is not a real golf course. This is screen golf.
It all comes down to this. They're watching from both cities.
7-foot putt in the center of the cup. Keep it square.
Wow, Lynn, and this is really getting to be exciting. I can't even believe how neck and neck this has gone.
Oh boy, that's hole 14 in the bank. You know what's next? The number 15 hole. It is the second handicapped hole, so this one's not too bad. It's 371 yard par 4. Short of toss here. Gonna make people want to grab the driver, have yourself a little kick wedge in there, but you got water if you miss your approach, and fairway bunkers can catch drives, making a recovery a little difficult.
It's looking like, Lynn, and the players are actually teeing it up way back, all the way back at 464.
Brutal.
464. Now, when a golf course is playing that long, Landon, it's almost like the second you don't hit a good tee shot, you're just automatically on defense.
Yeah. 100%. But yeah, it's playing back at the championship tees.
Geronimo with a really solid drive. Now Chris Wilson, his teammate, looking to match this traveling left over up into the left rough. Now Zach Trish.
Love that little course view that GOLFZON has. You could see the undulations of the fairway and all of the various land spots that if you put your ball here, you got this left. That's a cool little feature that help people judge just what club they want to have left. You know, when you're a precision player like these two teams are with, low handicaps, I think the leave distance is just as important as how far can you hit it. You know, you got your average recreational golfers slamming 3 or 4 vodka martinis right before they tee off. But these teams, they want to score a low score, so they're not just grabbing driver on every single tee box like your normal recreational golfer are. They're wondering, what leave do I care to have on my second shot? Some people may not want a 220-yard leave. Some people may want 190. So, that's the difference between driver and 3-wood is what am I going to do with my next shot? Chess, not checkers. I realize that this is golf, not chess or checkers. I'm not as stupid as everybody makes me out to be. Nice shot.
a pretty
Safely.
solid shot from Geronimo. I think on this hole, Landon, with it playing as long and difficult as it is, 2 pars counting are likely going to get a win.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a par might be a good enough score to carry it over to the mountaintop.
At the GOLFZON Leadbetter Academy, here is Chris Wilson in Orlando, Florida, hitting his second shot.
Okay. Those aren't some bad scores that they have up on the scorecard. I mean, we got some 2 unders, some 3 overs, 1 under. These scores are nothing to stick your nose at. All of these players on one of the most difficult golf courses you can play are coming up, rising up to the challenge, and making it happen. Playing some really nice defensive golf out there. But I would like to see some offensive golf. Some blow torches. Emma, when Elon Musk was selling blow torches, did you buy yourself one, or were you able to not hit the panic buy?
I personally chose not to hit the panic buy. Here's Holly Clyburn. That is a beautiful shot. She's going to have a birdie look.
You gotta love a birdie look. Oh, you see that ball just skip by? That's a beautiful thing about GOLFZON is you can watch your competitors' golf balls come in real time from anywhere in the world. The connectivity of these 2Vision swing systems is pretty revolutionary. If you got a friend in any other city, you just link these 2Vision sims together and you can play them live action. You want to throw a little earbud in your ear and trash talk your friend as you play them in Omaha, Nebraska, or you're down in beautiful Miami, Florida, you can do it live and in color.
It's so cool. It's really, really, really cool. The 2Vision NX supports real-time network play for up to 10,000 golfers. It is so crazy what this technology is capable of.
But we really are living in the future, aren't we, Emma Carpenter?
We sure are. And speaking of living in the future, these players are really looking to get one step closer to that $150,000.
Emma, do we know what in the world happens in the case of a tie?
I'm not sure about that, Landon. I think that we're going to have to consult some leaders of the GOLFZON Tour.
I've just been told in my ear it is the aggregate total score of the teams will be the winner at the end of the 18 holes of beautiful match play.
So basically, Landon, it will start... Wow, what a shot from Andrew Reevy. So basically, it will start on the first hole and it will count the third.
Hold my beer and goes Drano.
I have a feeling that these players don't want a tie, Landon. They want to win, and they want to win outright. If there were to be a tie, we would head back to the first hole and look at what the third score, the non-counting score, was in order to declare the winner. But wow, what a putt from Holly. Her teammate Chris is in for par.
Thank God for you, Emma Carpenter, with all the answers of all the what could happens.
Whatever you need, Landon, I'm here for you.
God bless your heart. This is on the amateur side by about 8 miles Emma, I've been told, fresh news update, if there's a tie, they will go back to hole 1, and all players will play the hole, and the aggregate score winner wins it all. That is what happens in case of a tie. We were both lying to our gullible but beautiful audience. They say that the GOLFZON Tour online audience is one of the most attractive, well-accomplished, and swarmy audience of all of golf.
Well, now, Landon, after this hole, Orlando will be 1 up with 3 to play in this absolute grudge match.
And you know what I wonder? What is the grudge? You think it's just purely financial? Or do you think that somebody might have slept with another person's spouse?
Oh, I don't think it was the second one. I think that it's actually just purely golf related. Only in this case, maybe.
This is the truest experience you can find in golf, and that's what just really excited us about GOLFZON.
There are some incredible things you can do indoors that you can't do outdoors. So you can literally drop a ball on a GOLFZON simulator anywhere on a golf course and practice shots in from that location. You can practice different lies on the swing plate.
When have you ever played where the entire course is 100% flat? Never. It gives you true putting, which is totally different than any other simulator that we've ever experienced around here. You don't have to hit past the sensor, you don't have to hit to a screen. If it's a 6-inch putt, it's a 6-inch putt.
And then you layer onto the top of that, every shot is tracked with 2 camera angles, with ball data.
GOLFZON allows you to see your body position, so you know exactly how you hit the ball. It gives you the ability to see your strike point. It gives you the ability to look at that instantaneously and go ahead and make corrections and improve that. And that's awesome.
I think it just enhances the whole learning experience for a golfer.
This tournament is like no other. That's never really been done in the United States, so we're super excited about that.
The work that GOLFZON is doing and tournaments that they're putting on, I think is what will increase participation in golf far, far greater than anything else that is available in the sport. Is that we're able to use indoor golf as a vehicle to get more people to participate, to have fun, to play, and I think the potential for growth that we see is enormous through the technology side of the game.
Now with Orlando winning that hole after a really clutch putt from Holly Clyburn, they will be 1 up with 3 holes to play. What do you think is going to happen on these last few holes here, Landon?
If I was a betting man, and I am not, I think I would probably develop a gambling problem because my mom says I have an addictive personality. I would say that I would put $100,000 cash that I do not have. Once again, I should not gamble. I put it on Orlando. I think they're going to hold it off, and when you got Holly on your team, do you have it all? Yes, you do.
I think that that's a fair guess, Landon. Although I will say, in Team Louisville's defense, the way that they were down 4 through 6 and able to bounce back the way that they did coming down the stretch, I think that they could do it one more time. As we take a look at hole number 16, this is a long par 5. Now, we've seen some back and forth with the par 5s, but the coolest part of this hole is the green that is guarded by the bunkers. You can see that bunker up there on the left. They must think very carefully about their second shot to avoid any hazards as well, since this will be a 3-shot hole.
And if you're sitting there in your cut-off dungaroos, eating Cheese Whiz straight out of the can, thinking, you know what I haven't seen in a long time is another 6 600-yard par 5. Boy, are you in luck, because Pete Dye has one in store for you. 3 holes left. I'm guessing all 3 of them are going to be 600-yard par 5s, because that's just the way that Pete Dye rolls. It's just a long, long, long punishing hole. Going to take a long drive in the fairway, followed by a long second shot, followed by most likely a very long iron in. Just got to get it past that sand or there on the left. This is a drawer's hole. Emma Carpenter, if you were on this tee box, much like Holly is there on camera, you'd probably just be licking your chops on this one, huh?
I suppose so, although I think I would just aim a little bit further up the right. There's no trouble there, and it seems like all of the players are just finding that bunker there on the left, but Holly sends it 260 yards way past everyone.
She is just automatic. Another little early extension out of there, but finds a way to flip that club face closed at impact. Keeps it right in the dead center of the fairway, 300 and 2.5 yards.
Back over in Louisville, here is Kyle Archer. See what he has got. We've seen some real ups and downs from Kyle with the tee ball. Chris Wilson hit second from the fairway.
Couple of nice smashes there, getting some yards between them and the tee box.
Archer is safely up the right. Wilson up the right as well. He'll have about 37 yards left for his approach shot. Should be no problem for Wilson, as now here's Geronimo in the bunker.
And Geronimo, we trust. I believe that he will not have the opportunity from his current line, his current position, to hit the green in 2. All he's trying to do is get that ball back into play, and he goes B to B, bunker to bunker. Hasn't had a vacation, so he creates his own by staying in the sand trap all day long. Very nice little approach shot there. They're going to have a little flip wedge in, ball above the feet, which will cause the ball normally to go right for a right-handed golfer. See if she can't find a way to close that club face and hit a nice little tasty draw. Flip. Overcooks that draw and shoots out into the sand trap. That's a bummer. Just a
little bit of an uncharacteristic miss there from Holly. But now this was only her second shot. She'll still have her approach shot in regulation from there. Now Zach Trish steps up from the fairway as well, looking to get down as far as he can. And he will also be in good shape with only about 50 yards, little bit more than that left for his approach shot.
Emma, if you were Team Orlando and the captain of that team, if they have that, let's just say that you're the person that everybody looks to for guidance. You know, a regular Holly. Are you saying to your team, look, all we have to do, win this hole and tie one more, and we are good to go. Let's go for the green. Let's get after it. Or do you play defensive golf with so few holes left, knowing that Team Louisville does have a little bit of momentum capturing technology on their team?
I think that in this scenario, because there's no water hazards, I think it would be a little bit different if there was a little bit more trouble in play. We're only looking at a bunker, so I don't see why these players shouldn't be just trying to get as aggressive as they possibly can on this par 5. But par 5s are generally a really great time to also play it safe, because usually when you play it safe on a par 5, you lay up, you leave yourself a little distance, and it gives you a really good chance to still make birdie. So how about this view that Holly has from the greenside bunker over this lip?
Reminds me of Hell Bunker at the old course at St. Andrews, one of my favorite golf courses in the world to play. It is scary if you're in there. You want to just do about anything you can to avoid it, because boy is being in there penal. So, I would not be surprised if Louisville is able to get things back to all square after this. Yep, does not carry that lip. Now in an even harder position, but the good thing about that shot, it's a pretty easy shot with that ball super high above your legs. All you have to do is just really close your club face and throw your club into the side of that hill, and it will shoot straight up and land buttery soft. It's not a ball that a lot of people practice that shot on, but if you just spend 10, 15, 20 minutes hitting that shot after shot after shot, it becomes just as easy as hitting a fried egg ball that a lot of people are scared with. But it's all about technique, but it's actually a pretty easy shot if you practice it.
Wow, Landon, now these players are just, lots of them really struggling on what should be a fairly straightforward par 5. It is a lot longer, but that hasn't really seemed to have been the challenge for these players here today in both Louisville and Orlando. It's just right around the green that seems to be giving them some trouble.
Let's zip one in there close. Louisville, when they win a hole, they're so proud of themselves. When Orlando wins a hole, you just wonder if David Leadbetter's there, with a bullwhip saying, "We do not celebrate wins. Wins are expected." I don't foresee that happening. I can't imagine David Leadbetter would be that kind of guy to have a bullwhip, but and you just don't have a lot of excitement out of Orlando. So I wonder, do we have David Leadbetter all factored in wrong?
I don't think that David Leadbetter is threatening anybody.
Probably right, Emma. But it does leave you guessing. Is he?
Oh, look at we got all three teammates, Zach, Andrew, and Kyle, all up there reading this putt that Zach has,
which is shocking because you don't know what they're discussing. Maybe they're discussing pace. How much out of 100% do they hit? When the match was happening, I don't know many people watch it anymore, but when it was, you had Tom Brady and Tiger Woods, and Tiger was giving Brady 1 through 10 of how hard to hit it because, these slippery greens of Pete Dye courses, it is all about pace.
It sure is, and we've definitely seen that come into play here today in this match.
You like fast greens or slow greens,
I
Emma?
definitely prefer fast greens. I find that my feel goes away if I ever have to start telling myself that I need to hit something harder.
Oh, Orlando needed that so very badly. They just, it's late at night there. It's different than Louisville. These Louisville team are well rested. Orlando, this is past their bedtime. You gotta imagine if these people are night owls, it is almost 9 in the evening there, and that is a factor.
It sure is, Landon. You know what I noticed too? How quickly those first 6 holes really flew by, and then now with so much on the line here in this match, just getting to be a nail biter and so close. These players are really taking their time going through every bit of their routine, but I can't help but wonder if the nerves are getting to them just a little bit.
They don't seem happy. They seem a bit melancholy and downtrodden, but able to go ahead and roll in that disappointing, dare I say, pathetic bogey. This is the captain of momentum shift over here. He has just been coming in clutch for his team. Going in there and reading the putt form. Left hand low, a la Jordan Spieth in 2016 before his meltdowns. Goes ahead and rolls in his par. Now, what in the world is happening to Jordan Spieth? Oh, okay.
Well, there's Jordan Spieth specifically. I know he's dealt with a lingering wrist injury that I believe he is worked on now. Actually,
you know what happened? You know how he hurt it?
How is that, Landon?
Boy, I don't know. I was hoping that you would know the answer to that question. Oh, steps off this putt. Why does he step it off? This is not the time to lose confidence in your aim. Steps back over.
Well,
Vision swing systems have some of the best putting accuracy in the industry. Goes ahead and rolls it in for par. I think everyone from Team Orlando is already in the hole. Comes down to this, only Louisville left getting a putt. All of Team Orlando watching that live putter view. Misses it. Misses it.
So Louisville will take this hole. Orlando having to count a par and a bogey. Louisville already has a par in, and now Kyle Archer doesn't make his birdie, but will tap in for par, and the par here Louisville will win.
Stunning. But it does not matter. Oh, the square with 2 holes to play. Just going to have a little cleanup here. Tidy things up. Keep them honest. There it is. There it is. Momentum shift back to all square with 2 holes up from a dramatic mismatch at the very beginning where they were 10 holes down. We are now at the iconic 168 yards. They call it the Alcatraz hole because of the island green. It demands prison, and if you are anywhere outside the green, you are in the water. All around, it creates a lot of pressure, and this is the hole where you want pressure. You want to see these teams just bomb drive after drive, short, long, left, and right, and keep the pressure on the other team. If you can find that playing surface, yeah, that's what you're going to find. Boom. Water hazard. First swing up in the water hazard. Wow. So you got to imagine teammates are just saying, it's just got to be dry. Right, Emma?
It's got to be. It's absolutely got to be landed. Now, all square. Here we're on hole 17. With how demanding this par 3 is, I really do think that this hole right here is going to win or lose the match. And Orlando not off to a good start with Chris Wilson in the water. Now, here is the swing from Geronimo, also in the water for Team Orlando.
Dry. Wait, it gave him the hazard. Now, is it in the hazard, but he can still play it? because you can play a ball in the hazard.
We'll see shortly what his options are, but for now, Holly Clyburn, her team is absolutely just needing her.
She needs a hole-in-one, and Holly is the type of gal who can do it. Nice pass. Textbook center of the green. Yep. Center of the green rolls out. Well, Holly, God bless you. You're on the playing surface, and that's what they need. Was that 5 straight hazard balls and 1 Holly?
It was.
Wow. 5 straight balls in the water. Holly, the only one finding playing surface known as the green. Here we go. Oh, that's what we needed. He needed that bad. I'll see where the 2 vision puts the players.
Oh, here's the swing. It was, Landon, it was 4 straight hazard balls, and Andrew Reevy hits a shot to the center of the green in very good shape. Andrew Reevy's really been the ringer on this team, just super consistent. The Seton Hall golf alumni is just solid as can be.
He's been clutch for the team, and he's been building their momentum, keeping their hopes up. Zip it back, Zippy. Not able to do it. Man, not a lot of chatter right now. They realize that if they lose this match, they lose $150,000. It is single game elimination. Bracketed tournament here at the GOLFZON Tour.
So much to play for, Landon. I can't even believe how just exciting this has been coming down to the very end. I mean, wow. It's getting to be a real nail biter. It really is.
Breathing Team Louisville to capture a little bit of momentum. Oh, that is safe, and that is going to be close, getting closer. Highly sexual shot. Just a lot of positive vibes going out there in Louisville. Wonderful.
We know that we have 2 balls in the water for Orlando, so even if whichever team can scrape out a bogey from one of those water balls is going to be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, you wonder if either of the Louisville or Orlando teams will make a birdie putt and force the other team into something real special. All right. They are all now on, near, or around the putting surface. He needs a miracle to make this putt. I don't think he has a miracle in him, but that's exactly what he needs to make this. Ball on its way. Lips it out to the right, and still a lengthy bogey putt left, almost 8 feet left. Holly, she needs to channel her inner Nelly Corda and just drop this thing in the center of the cup.
It's really it's fun hearing Team Louisville looking at the screen and being able to tell where the other team is at and what they need to get done. They said Holly has a birdie putt, so it's going to come down to this, and here it is. This is really, really big. It's important. She doesn't get that done. That should be an easy par for her. But besides Holly and then Andrew Reevy on Team Louisville in great position to make par, it's just going to be who can minimize the damage after those water balls.
How dope rhymes would it be to be all square going into 18? That would That would be interesting. Oh, makes that clutch bogey putt. Sad to say those words out loud, but that bogey putt was, in fact, clutch for his team. So I'm guessing that from Team Orlando, we're going to have a par bogey combo that Louisville is going to have to tie. We're going to have par bogey, double bogey out of Orlando. I don't think there's any chance that Captain Magnificent Holly is going to miss this putt. I believe in her with my entire heart that she's going to make this 3-footer. Surprising no one, Holly with the par, leaving everything on the shoulder of Louisville. And you know something that I've noticed, Emma Carpenter, that probably no one there has at home. It's probably unique to me and only me. Orlando was finishing all these holes before Louisville. You wonder if they're just getting rushed.
Now, Zach Trish missing that bogey putt was a really big deal. It is all going to come down to the putt from Kyle Archer. Kyle Archer has 5 feet left.
Oh, no. Bonehead move right there.
Zach Trish is out. His score wasn't going to count here anyway, but this putt from Kyle Archer is a must-make. If he makes this putt, the match will remain all square going into hole number 18.
Oh, we need that. We need that so bad. We need some all square going into 18. Can he do it? 5-foot putt, center of the cup. He has to, and I mean has to make this putt. This is a must make, guys. Center of the cup. Wears it up. And you have seen some amazing swings of momentum here, folks, from Louisville being way down to Orlando. Just crap in the bed. We are all square heading into hole 18. And listen, it's $150,000 on the line, and it literally all comes down to this, with water lining the left side of the fairway, 444 yards. You just got to keep it dry. You got to keep it dry. You got to hit high buttery cuts. You got to protect your pars here. You know, when you got $150,000 on the line, a lot of momentum shifts. I think that Team Orlando, to protect their investment, is just going to have to play safe. Emma, what are you seeing out of this one? You're the golf pro.
Definitely so much risk reward on this tee ball. It all depends on how aggressive of a line they want to take at 440 yards. It's a pretty long hole. And if they want to take a more aggressive line and take off more on the left side, then they have a shorter shot in, but that brings water into play. So it'll be really interesting to see how they play this final hole. You could see Chris Wilson is chatting with the rest of his team. They're talking about line as Andrew Reevy, who has just been the constant solid player for Team Louisville, steps up as well, looking to get his team off to a firing start.
Emma Carpenter, you're on Team Orlando. What are you saying to your team right now?
I'm saying, hey guys, let's take a safe line. Let's make an aggressive swing to a conservative line. We're going right at those bunkers on the other side of the fairway. We're going to hit a draw off of them. We're going to swing the golf club as hard as we can with good tempo, of course. And grip it and rip it.
If I was on Team Louisville, I would be asking my team, should I buy the Cybertruck? Does it say too much about who I am as a person? Does it say I care about the environment, or does it say I just want to be seen? Back to the golf. In Louisville, Clutchington, it's a pipe dead into the ocean. Oh my
goodness!
God. My goodness, buddy.
There's no way.
by the grace of God, the ball stays dry. Oh, you can see he may be having some sort of aneurysm. Check him for a pulse. Now he is alive. But man, he may need a new pair of pants because he may have just pooed them.
The ball ricochets off the rocks. Now, this ball didn't look like it had a chance of staying dry. Bounces off the rocks and back into the fairway. Wow. And how about this? There's your 310. What? 311 yards from Geronimo, Landon.
Yeah, that did special things to me and my heart. That was a thing of beauty to just see a 311-yard miss. Rory's probably watching this stream right now saying, Landon, why don't you return my calls? It's because you're a little clingy, Rory. The truth is you're just a little clingy as a friend. Man, Holly just comes up there and smokes one. Let's see if it will cut for her. It doesn't need to. Oh. It does need to, and she is wet. Oh, my God. Can you imagine being Team Orlando right now?
Wow.
The only professional golfer out there that's played professionally when her team needed her most could not keep that club face open enough for a cut.
Wow. And I mean, gosh, like just another yard and you would have been perfect, Landon. That kick that Andrew Reeve in Louisville got, that was the kick that she needed.
I mean, when there is absolutely nothing on the right, no out of bounds whatsoever, and if I'm playing this hole with $150,000 on the line, I'm setting up for fade and not caring if it hits a slice. You hit a 260-yard slice right in the other fairway, you're not paid for it with a penalty stroke. You even flirt with a draw on this hole, and you got that water into play. It's not worth the risk to hit the draw. I'm so surprised that Holly got wet there.
I am too. I think that it's kind of what we've been talking about of what strategy do you take and what do these nerves do to you coming down the stretch. That was very unlike the game that we've seen from Holly Clyburn so far, but when you know it's the final hole and you need to make something happen, that's what a lot of these players are going for. How about this golf shot?
They needed it. Finally, you get a little bit of chatter out of Orlando. Oh, man, Holly, come on, girl. Man, wouldn't it be mind-blowing if Holly hit a chip in here? Now, that might wake them out of their coma. They seem to be in zip a bit, Holly. Okay. Still has a chance of saving par.
Now, and Geronimo put one in there really tight for birdie. Andrew Reeve is up next. This is going to be a big swing out of Louisville with Geronimo in there tight. Chris Wilson setting up for his birdie putt.
You probably remember seeing his ball hitting the rocks and shooting outright, so he has been praying to the right entity.
Wow.
Oh, he got lucky twice.
I can't believe
card that he needed.
I cannot believe that putt from Chris Wilson did not go in. That would have been huge for them to make that birdie. Just burned out on the high side. Now Holly sets up for her par putt.
You know, it's cool to see, amateurs, for lack of a better word. None of them are on tour right now. A lot of winners from the G Tour in Korea did end up getting their tour cards and are competitive on the Korean Tour. But these players are all non-pros at the current moment, and it's fun to see how they're reacting to this $150,000 that's on the line. Because how often does an amateur golfer get to play for a $150,000 team match? Right now, and you are watching it, folks, if they lose, they are out of the tournament. It is a single game elimination. This is some nail-biting stuff here. Oh,
and Landon, this putt right here from Geronimo. This may just win them the match if this goes in.
Boom. Heard. Do you hear the tweets in the trees? Geronimo just puts them on the board with a circle on the card surrounding a 3 for a birdie 3.
Wow. And
that could be it.
A 1 under par score for Orlando.
That could be it. You know, you can have some momentum swings, but you know, across the law of averages, the better team will win. And sure, you had some clawback from Team Louisville, but yeah, I just feel like deep down in my heart, Team Orlando did have, across an average, the better players. Especially with that Dreamboat Holly and her textbook perfect swing.
It's tough to say, Landon. It really is, and that's what makes this game so fun to watch, and what makes match play so unique is that you never know what could happen. I mean, the golf that we saw from Team Louisville in that stretch from about holes 8 to hole 15, 16 even. I mean, gosh, like just really, really impressive playing.
Agreed. Little buttery chip there. Can he get it to go in? He cannot. Yeah, I just feel like they know that they're done. And, oh, they fought so hard for this. They fought so hard, Louisville, coming back from a huge deficit early on. But they made it all the way to hole 18. And if you're somebody that were hoping to see a blowout, you're not going to see it tonight. It was a bloodbath all the way through, just a bare knuckle boxing match with barbed wire gloves. They were both fighting tooth and nail for this money. You could see that, you know, maybe one or many members of the team needed money for a kidney transplant or something, and they needed to win this tournament to get that kidney, and one of these teams is not getting one.
Oh, Landon, this putt right here, Andrew Reevy, he knows it. His team knows it. Perhaps the whole city of Louisville knows it. If this putt does not go in, it will be over for Team Louisville.
Well, Orlando knows that they are now one step closer to $150,000. You know, they were drafting their hate letters to their teammate. They were going to put it in their mailbox after probably breaking a few windows of the lowest player on the totem pole's house. But now they're just sending a box of El Rocher handmade delicious chocolates to each other, because in the end, with match play, all that matters is that they win, and Orlando won. Man, was that an exciting match.
Boy, was it ever, Landon. It came down to the wire. It came down to the final putt. What an exciting way to start out this inaugural GOLFZON Tour. 2024, the final match will be in January of 2025. And here we go, the very start. Orlando defeats Louisville 1-up, and it came down to the final hole, the final putt. How about that, Landon?
That is just absolutely beautiful golf. You know, they couldn't find the fairway with two hands and a flashlight, but in the end, they pulled it off. You know, they calmed down. They let the better, cooler heads prevail, and Orlando was able to pull off that massive W, even though they were way, way ahead, lost all the momentum, almost got down, but pulled it back out, one step closer to winning the inaugural GOLFZON Tour on the awesome Two Vision swing system.
Landon, they fought hard throughout. The leaderboard was constantly shifting. The pressure was mounting. In the end, it was just a few key moments that really made this match and helped Team Orlando come out victorious.
You love to see it. You know, when you were playing in college, did you ever have those opportunities that the final putt of the match came down to you? What do you think they were feeling there?
Absolutely, Landon. It's a privilege to be able to have that opportunity to have the final putt come down to you. It's exciting, it's nerve-wracking, and with these players having so much on the line, Team Orlando will go ahead and move forward now one step closer to that $150,000, and they came up clutch. Geronimo Esteve with that final birdie putt to close out the win. It was exciting. My name is Emma Carpenter. This is my co-host, Landon Ashworth. We want to thank you both for tuning in today for the first ever match of the inaugural GOLFZON Tour season, and we will see you next week.
Doodly-doo.